You want it? You got it. Reality radio done right. No nonsense, real and raw, just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Yo, welcome back to the show. It's Beef Vegan Presents live on Rock 102.1 KFMA, streaming worldwide at KFMA.com on this beautiful Friday, February 24th. Happy Rodeo Day, Tucson, and good morning, Powers. Let me turn you on. Say it again. Good morning, Powers.
Good morning, Beef.
All right, we got everything lined up for a great show today. It's Friday. We got Herb Stratford coming in at 8 o'clock hour. We're going to do a 2-hour podcast broadcast because at the 9 o'clock hour, we're going to have our friend Held Out in studio, which I'm so about. Of course, that's ahead of the big Local Love 10th anniversary show that we'll be hosting. Saturday is our takeover day where we're looking to hit the streets downtown Tucson, hosting our live podcast at the Tucson Foodie Craft Beer Crawl at Borderlands from 12 to 5, and then grabbing a bite to eat, hitting that reset, and making our way to the Rialto Theater where we'll host that concert with the stacked bill at the Rialto. Looking to pack that joint out. Low-dose show. $5 tickets in advance, $8 at the door. There's no excuse not to go.
No.
Come, have some spirits with your boys. So we're looking forward to that. And if you were planning on going to Mount Lemon this weekend, well, you can't. So now change your plans and make your way to the Rialto because it looks like that road to Rialto or road to Lemon was going to be shut down all weekend long. That's usually how it works. Yeah. There was a huge snowstorm. You know, when we get snow down here, Lemon's getting pummeled. And they did. There's a huge power outage. There's, a bunch of damage thanks to the storm. So it wasn't just like a dusting and then you get a bunch of fresh powder. Like Mount Lemon got its ass kicked.
Okay.
Yeah. And of course, there's only one road up, one road down. I don't know how you can live up there in Winter Haven, but people do. I don't know how you get groceries. I mean, what a pain in the ass. Sometimes I don't want to go to the Fry's because it's a little farther than the Albertsons. You know what I mean? Like, I got to drive another quarter mile. It's too much. We're too far. We can't turn back. With Mount Lemon, anyone that lives in Winter Haven, they straight up,
that's not where Winter Haven is.
Okay, no. Okay. What do they call it up there then?
I forget, but Winter Haven's more close to
where
you live.
Well, if you're going to correct me, please correct me with the answer. I know that, I know that Winter Haven is a neighborhood in Tucson, and that is not up in Mount Lemon. Thank you for that correction. But come with the quickness and let me know what the town's called. Summer Haven?
Well, yeah.
I think it might be a haven. You better get on the Google. Where's your phone? Google it up, man. I'm already doing a bunch of stuff. I know. I'm hosting the show here.
Doing a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I'm hosting the show here.
It's crazy. He is cooking a 3-course meal breakfast as well. It's a hell of a thing.
Don't let them peek behind the curtain too much. What you will see though on the podcast broadcast is we got a brand new banner, and it looks good, dude. Yeah, a little pop up here, thanks to Nathan and our promotions department, and I think that's great. And it's getting harder and harder to complain, but don't worry, I will find a way.
The correct answer is Summer Haven. Well done.
It's Summer Haven. Yeah.
Yes.
See?
I knew
it was a haven.
Okay.
But I know, but that's a little, it's confusing to everybody.
I agree.
Yeah. And the Summer Haven. Well, that's true because you can't go up to Mount Lemon during the winter. So I guess it wouldn't be a winter haven.
Right.
It's a winter hell. But I do like going up to Mount Lemon when there's snow on the ground. It just sucks that when it's like a lot of snow, you can never go. It's always shut down. And then they're like, once the snow melts a little bit and you got that crusty kind of yellow snow and the dirty snow that, when you do the snowballs, it usually concusses people when you throw it at them.
Yeah.
Like that kind of snow. They're like, yeah, the roads are open now. And you're like, thanks. But I know whoever owns the little ski slope up there, which people obviously don't go skiing up there all the time because whenever it's peak season, you can't get there.
Right.
It's just bad business investment. It sucks. Right? You're like, hey, this is a beautiful mountain for some skiing. You got a lift? Yeah, I got a lift. All right. Now, do you have any customers? Well, we do when there's no snow.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people up here when there's no snow. They love it. And then when we get snow, we just have to keep closed. Like, I don't know if that's a sustainable model for a ski lift.
Maybe it's like a velvet rope. You just look at it like the very few people that get up there. It's a treat.
Yeah.
It's a treat.
Yeah. And it's the ones that live up there who can't go anywhere else because they're not allowed to go down either. So, yeah, it's good times. But there was snow up in Snowbowl and Flagstaff and Pine Top. I mean, we've been in snow all over the place. And, that's nothing compared to the entire left coast. Yeah. Because Los Angeles got a blizzard.
Really?
Yes. And of course, Oregon is getting pummeled. So this weird end of February winter storm is here and it's hitting us hard. So, let's have spring already. I mean, it's literally 2 days away, but we have to get one last pummeling.
That's how February treats you.
I know. February's a bitch.
Yeah, it is. We should look up the weather for all the stuff tomorrow.
No, you know what? The weather tomorrow is going to be perfect.
Right.
It's going to be ideal.
Right,
that's the one thing. And if it's a little chilly, which it won't be, but you're going to be drinking craft beer. You're going to get warm from the inside. It's like having a sweater on your liver. The rest of you starts getting warmer, and then you start having the beer sweats. So we're going to be out there playing The Last Word live with people, giving away gift certificates and concert tickets. We're also going to be doing Survey Says. We're going to be content farming for days, son. Plus, we're going to meet the brewers and do some live tastings. It's going to be fun, and then you're going to be able to see that show when we live debut it here on our Facebook pages and YouTube. The following day or the day after, depends on how hungover I am. Let's just say Monday.
Yeah, Monday sounds good.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of putting things off, let's get into the music. We got your Morning Moron coming up after Highly Suspect. Let's kick it off with the Offspring. Here's, Gotta Get Away.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's the name of this song we played a million times? Keep it right here. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. You know the name of the show.
Let's go.
20 songs. These are 5 Guns N' Roses songs within 20 seconds. Okay. And if you can get the correct order and name these songs correctly, you're going to win the tickets for Guns N' Roses. Here's the song. I'm pulling it up. Let's crank it.
Sitting in a Chinese stew to view my distance. Oh, won't you please take me
There you go. 5 Guns N' Roses song, 20 seconds. Rock 102.1. Who's this? Yo. Oh, I got to answer it. Rock 102.1. Who's this?
My name is Brandon.
All right, Brandon. Give me those 5 songs in a row for the Guns N' Roses tickets. You got this.
Chinese Democracy, Paradise City, Welcome to the Jungle, Sweet Child of Mine, November Rain.
Brandon. That is correct. Yeah,
No way.
That's right. Yes, Chinese Democracy, Paradise City, Welcome to the Jungle, Sweet Child of Mine, November Rain. Those are the 5 GNR songs in the 20 seconds in a 520 song. You just won those tickets, my last pair of tickets, before they go on sale this Friday, which is today at 10 a.m. Congratulations, dude.
It's a big win.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
Nice. Yes. All right. Well, stick around, dude. I'm going to get all your info and you're going to go to that show for free on October 4th. The rest of you guys can buy those tickets, but don't worry. I feel like we have more tickets to give away, not this week, but in the upcoming weeks. How do you win? Well, that's simple. Just keep listening. Just keep listening.
Yeah.
We're going to hit the reset. We'll have more with Herb Stratford talking movies and all that good stuff. The podcast broadcast is live. YouTube.com/BeFegan. Join us there. Keep it right here. Here's Jimmy Eat World. I had to throw an extra little song there. Congratulations to Michael for winning my first pair of tickets for the Tucson Foodie Craft Beer Crawl. I have 2 more pairs that I'm going to give out throughout the show, so all you have to do is just keep it right here. You'll have plenty of opportunities to win. And speaking of winning, I'm also giving away Pop Evil tickets and Guns N' Roses tickets. The Guns N' Roses tickets will be around 8 a.m. today. So if you're listening for those Guns N' Roses tickets, be patient. Around 8 a.m. we'll play 5 and 15, and that's how you're going to win those Guns N' Roses tickets. I'll explain that game a little bit later on. But first, it's 6:17. Now time for your Morning Moron. Here's the deal with the Morning Moron today. Everyone out there is a content creator, right? They're all chasing infamy. And the problem is, once you go viral, you have to try to continue to stay viral. And this is where people can get in trouble. And there's one family in particular in Florida who have now gotten in trouble because of their attempts to stay viral and relevant. I'm going to show you a picture here on the podcast broadcast. This is a stunt that they're calling towering. Now, here's the deal. Ty and Haley, who live in Florida, they run a popular TikTok channel where they post videos about their kids. Oh, yeah, groundbreaking. Now, they've been catching heat for the hack they came up with to get their young son, Cannon with a K. Oh, they're so hip. More rides at Disneyland because, you must be this tall to ride.
Okay, so I saw this, didn't click it. What did they do?
Well, they basically put lifts in their kid's shoe.
Oh.
Now, okay, and then they posted the video on this and it went viral and people were like, oh, that's brilliant. And then a lot of people were like, you guys are terrible parents and you're risking your child's safety, yada, yada, yada. So it turned out the floodgates opened up and there was more hate than love. Then Ty and Haley had to admit something.
What's that?
The whole thing was a ruse.
Really?
And that their kid is actually taller than all the allowed you must be this tall to ride signs. So they put the lifts in just pretending that they were cheating the system when really their kid was actually tall enough. In fact, they posted a follow-up video where they measured their kid and showed that their kid is actually tall enough, even in normal shoes, to ride all those rides.
Okay.
All right. Now, still other parents might try it now is what they're saying. And for what it's worth, it sounds like this isn't a totally new idea, because people have been trying to buck the system for a long time.
Yeah.
But, for being a family, a TikTok family, trying to go, viral with your terrible parenting advice,
Right,
then getting caught,
Yeah.
and then admitting that you lied about it.
Yeah.
All those reasons. Yeah. You reek of desperation. And that's what makes you a morning moron.
Thank you so much.
Sound good?
That sounds good, man.
Yeah. You said yeah? I didn't hear you. Sorry.
Yes, sir. It sounds great.
Awesome. All right. Thanks so much, Brandon. Hey, thank you for listening and congratulations on your first time winning anything from the radio. Let's make sure it's not the last time. All right.
Awesome. Thank you so much, man. You have a wonderful day.
All right. You too. Talk to you soon. Later.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. As I'm looking at my playlist, I'm like, do I have to play AC/DC every hour? I mean,
No.
I did get in trouble, Herb.
Did you?
Yeah, because I'm avoiding the classic rock songs because I think it's to our detriment. I don't.
Well, I don't know if people are listening to the station for classic rock.
Right. Yeah. It causes too much confusion. Diary market. I think that's a bad strategy for success. And I don't think we're trying to compete with our station that we own over here, KLPX.
Mhm.
We don't want to take away or have any of that. So I have been actively avoiding playing any classic rock songs, and they spanked me a little bit on Friday. But at the same time, I that's a hill I'm willing to die on because I'm just trying to win. I'm like, hey guys, I'm out here trying to make you money. I'm trying to create brand recognition, brand value, identity, and we've been muddying that for too long. So, but I'm not talking that anymore. So let's talk movies. Yeah, thank you, Powers. You see how quiet Powers gets, and he's just like, I'm not going down with him. He's on his own. I got my own.
No, I was gonna say I heard Aerosmith the other. I'm like, because it's not all. It's just some things are like it's a bit too old.
Yeah.
Just a bit too classic.
It's 100% everyone knows it's classic rock. If you play a song and you say, hey, I'm going to play you this song, you tell me what genre you think it fits. 100% of people are going to be like, that's classic rock.
Yeah.
And you're like, nope, that's active rock. It tests phenomenally. Like, no, fuck that. Ugh. So I'll switch it up. It's Friday. I'm like, can you guys, let's compromise, okay? I won't play AC/DC. That upsets you. But I know what will make you happy if I play Lenny Kravitz's Fly Away.
Oh.
So I know.
I hate Lenny Kravitz on this station too. It makes no sense.
No, it doesn't make any sense.
That's like from the Austin Powers soundtrack and stuff. Like we play. It's come on.
Yeah. All right. So everyone on the stream, welcome to the stream. And yeah, I
Woo!
forgot. Yes, this is the banner behind Powers now. That's the new and improved banner, little pop-up banner that you guys are going to be able to see at the craft beer crawl, because I'm going to bring that out, bust it out, and hopefully not break it. My very first time bringing it out.
That's what it's for. Don't worry about this thing.
Really? It's for breaking?
No, it's for bringing out and around. You'll be fine.
It's gonna get a little, a little beat up along the way.
It'll
but
last.
It's okay.
They do last. Again, I have like 5 of these, and yeah, they can break.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. It's
Yeah.
not gonna break.
Yeah, no, it's super cool. So Powers designed it, and then Nathan got his dude to make it happen. And and there we go. So we'll have that as a little background for the stream. And of course, we're going to be doing this live at Borderlands. Stop picking my nose, bro. Gosh, such a child. Let's do a live speed break here. And what I'm going to pull up, because obviously we have Herb in, so we're going to be talking about new movie releases. And we'll talk about Cocaine Bear, because that's a big deal. And there's other kind of rumors and speculation and announcements, and we'll talk a little bit about challenge, because Powers, you could leave the room while Herb and I geek out about the global challenge that's set to debut here soon, and they announce the lineup. And look at us, we get excited.
Guys is so excited.
No,
so
seriously, I am, because like I watched part 1 of the reunion this week, and I'm just like, oh, I can't wait to talk to Beef about it. Then I'm like, oh wait, I don't know if Beef gets it.
I did
so.
not see the reunion. I did not get to see the
All right.
reunion yet. I have seen. I mean, I'm on YouTube. I actually watch like a fan channel of the guy that does a good job breaking down the behind the scenes.
Cool.
Yeah, I geek out like it's wrestling. Stupid. My girlfriend is hating it too, because it's 24/7 challenge in my house. Rock 102.1 KFMA. We're hanging out here with film critic Herb Stratford on the podcast broadcast, and you can join us youtube.com/beefvegan. But I want to ask you this, because there was a report. Obviously, the Winnie the Pooh horror movie came out.
Blood and Honey.
Yeah,
Yes.
Blood and Honey. It was only 6% fresh Rotten Tomatoes.
only 6.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, and think about it. There's been so much buzz around this leading up to it. You would have thought people would have been, juiced for it. Right?
Yeah.
They weren't, but that's not stopping director screenwriter from adapting other childhood favorites. And he's talking about potentially doing a terrifying take on the Teletubbies. Would you watch that?
Yeah, it's called the Teletubbies.
Yes, that's right. We're keeping the conversation moving. YouTube.com/beefvegan, or you keep it right here, because we're playing Highly Suspect. Here's My Name is Human. I'm Rock 102.1 KFMA. That was a good speed break. All right, so yeah, and that is terrifying in its own right, for sure.
It is. And I gotta say, my son, who is now 26, when he was young, the Teletubbies were a thing. And I remember my wife and I would just look at each other like, what is you know what I mean? Like, it's creepy as all get out.
Yeah, it's very odd.
It's and like, where did that even come from? You know what I mean? Like, I get some stuff, like Sesame Street, loved it, makes perfect sense. You know what I mean? Electric Company, Zoom, all the stuff I grew up on. I'm a lot older than you guys, but I mean, the point is,
what?
The point is that
breaking news.
Well, I know I was beating you to the punch on that one, but like Teletubbies, you don't need to do much to make it terrifying. You really don't. And I think about the one thing I think about Teletubbies is, you guys remember Galaxy Quest?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
The little baby things were sort of like Teletubbies with the big teeth. You know that they went to get the beryllium sphere.
Yeah.
So I think it's almost been done, but I'm there.
Yeah.
I would go to that movie.
It would be an easier transition. Did you watch Winnie the Pooh? Did you ever see that?
No.
See, I want to at least try it out.
I do too. And I'm willing to pay for it, to be honest with you. I'm like, you know what? I want to see it.
Well, that's what the shame is that when stuff like this happens, like, oh, it's a shame you did such a poor job of doing
That's
it.
true.
Because people want to like it. It's got, much like Cocaine Bear, it's got the snakes on a plane vibe where it's like, what's this? Let's look at it. It seems so stupid.
It's kind of a gimmick. I'll tell you this much though. 6% means it's like wretchedly bad, which might mean it's awesomely good, right?
Sure.
Sometimes movies are so bad that you just can't help but just crack up at them.
Yeah.
And there's been several of those horror films that are like the greatest comedies of all time, inadvertently.
Yeah, unintentionally. Well, and it's funny. I think it dropped at 100%. But if you look in, you're like, oh, based on 6 critics.
Right.
Are they really critics? Are they studio bots? Right.
No,
you know what I mean? I mean, who are these 6
bots? It's the director, the producer.
Yeah. Elizabeth Banks and her husband. And yeah, exactly. So and that's the thing. I think, for this movie, it was like a one-note joke, right? You know?
This is for Cocaine Bear?
Yeah,
Yes.
you already
Oh.
transitioned. Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought we were talking about
I
Winnie the Pooh. You
Oh,
already
sorry.
you
I'm
quickly
transitioning.
transitioned.
Sorry.
Are you in the same room as us?
I'm sorry.
So Cocaine Bear only has like 6.
No.
Yesterday, Cocaine Bear, when it dropped yesterday morning, when the rating dropped, it was 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, but that was based on 6 critic reviews, no public reviews.
Right.
That's ridiculous.
And that's just them trying to game the system so they can go 100%. Right.
Yeah. That's
You know?
enough time for them to put it up on a poster. It's put in print.
Exactly.
Sorry, we already printed 300,000 of
Yeah.
these. So we're just gonna stick
Exactly.
with it. And the DVD cover. Yeah, so
It's
but-
at 71% now, just
Okay.
as a gut check. In 24 hours, it's lost 30%.
Right.
Okay.
Out of curiosity, what is Snakes on a Plane on Rotten Tomatoes?
I will tell you what it is.
And good morning, Felicia. Good to see you, Felicia. It's good to see you on the stream. Yeah, she got the rodeo daybreak, so she's able to pop back on the podcast broadcast. All right, real
Snakes
quick.
on a Plane, 69%.
We're going
Okay.
to do a speed break here. I got 28-second ramp that I'm going to do, but it has to do with Cocaine Bear. So this is our tease and then going into it. Rock 1 2.1 KFMA's Beef Vegan Presents. Coming up next, we're going to be talking about all the movies that are being released this weekend, what to see, what to avoid, and obviously the buzz Cocaine Bear. Did you know that the real Cocaine Bear is actually being on display right now? It's stuffed and on display after being stolen and sold a few times. Apparently, people all trying to get their hands on this Cocaine Bear. But yes, it's currently residing at the Kentucky Fun Mall in Lexington. Kentucky for Kentucky.
Okay.
Yes. So would you guys ever go look at the stuffed real Cocaine Bear?
Sure.
Yeah.
You got to take some fun photos. Do you wonder if they put a little white powder under his nose?
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you do cocaine before you go see the Cocaine Bear?
I'm
That's an
willing to
immersive
bet.
experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
IMAX is one thing. Cocaine. Look
All
out.
right, we'll continue that debate on the podcast broadcast, youtube.com/beefvegan. There you go. Super tease. I'm playing.
I thought we weren't playing ACDC.
I know. You know what? I'm just trying to save some grief here, Herb. Like my bosses don't come at me and be like, hey, I played that one ACDC.
Dirty Deeds is a great song. I love Dirty Deeds.
I know. Yeah. ACDC is one of those bands that actually blurs the line when it comes to active rock because they were one of the best heavy bands,
Yeah.
heavy rock bands, hard rock bands. And they're somewhat timeless. But
And they survived Death in the Family, obviously, Bon Scott. So, it's like they've been around a long time.
yeah, and my only issue with it is that they play ACDC on KLPX every hour as well. So it's like, why do the same? You
Right.
know, I just don't want to do the same shit.
And that's what I was agreeing with him, where it is like you go in there and I do this, and it's just like, oh, every time I do this style of break, I'm going into AC/DC
Right.
6 hours in a row.
Yeah.
Like, come on,
I know.
you know?
Yeah. It's a little rough. And I can't wait to talk about the challenge, but there are other rumors that I want to get to. It looks
All
like there could be another Wayne's World sequel on the way.
I was just thinking about this the other day.
I literally just watched the original Wayne's World last night.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's so good, right?
It is.
But look, I told my girlfriend I literally emulated my life based off of this film. I did. I remember when it came out, I was 12, 13. I saw it so many times in theaters. I had a dollar theater by me. I would go to the dollar theater, watch that movie almost every day. And so I can't even tell you how many times I watched Wayne's World in the theater before I watched it on VHS cassette and everything. I love it. It's one of my all-time favorites. And then I grow up to start doing a radio show out of my house. And, I come up with my little catchphrases. So, the whole party on Wayne and shit. So I would literally walk the streets of Phoenix, go downtown and go to these like shows. And people be like, FB Vegan or Rock Local and shit like that. And yell out my catchphrase to me. And I'm like, I'm like full blown Wayne. I did it on essentially what was like public access, an LPFM nonprofit radio station for 7.5 years. So, it has a special place in my heart, and it's been my blueprint of success.
Yeah.
And now I got people coming in, be like, hey, we want to get some sponsors on here and basically sell out.
Yeah. Well, it's not, again, just don't, you can't sell out. Nothing wrong with getting paid to what you want to do,
Right.
you know.
Well, yeah.
Again,
But I
every
worry.
sponsor.
I worry about another movie though, right? I just worry that you've gone to the well too many times, right? You know what I mean?
I was thinking it. It's interesting because of how much media's changed. So what would Wayne be doing? Is he on YouTube now? Like, is that what they do?
Yeah.
And I think that's funny. They just did the Super Bowl campaign a couple years ago or last year.
Yeah.
And that's what I was thinking of was like, are they going to do a third one? I'm like, they did just do that. So is that like, we're kind of done. We did commercials.
Well, the reason why they're speculating is Dana Carvey posted a picture of him as Garth doing a painting of Wayne with Mike Myers laying on the couch. And that's kind of like funny. And that led to speculation. Of course, that commercial was a couple years ago. And he just posted this, like, I think yesterday. I think if Dana Carvey's involved, I think it would be good.
Yeah.
And I think it's what Mike Myers needs. And I definitely think the whole story of having these like these guys in their 50s that are metalhead burnouts that are still kind of doing the same thing.
Yeah.
There's something to work with there.
Well, and it's interesting. You guys ever listen to Smartless, which is this great podcast that Jason Bateman does?
Yes.
With Will
Arnett.
Yeah, it's so great. And they had Dana Carvey on the other day, and it's like I sort of had forgotten how effing brilliant Carvey is.
He's a creative
you
genius.
sort of forget about it. And the guy, and he's not just a rich little voice guy. You know what I mean? He's like, he is so quick and he's so brilliant. And I was like, I think I need a little more of that. So
yeah, I've been listening to his podcast with David Spade as well.
Yeah, that's a good
by the way,
one.
we're on the air, Rock 102.1 KFM. We're talking about Dana Carvey and the potential of a Wayne's World 3. And right now just speculation based off a post, but Dana Carvey is the one comedic actor that never got his due. Like, he should have had a run. He did one movie where he played the lead and it bombed, and then he never gave him another opportunity, and then he just went to go raise his family. Now he's back, his kids are all raised, but of course he's approaching Herb status. So,
I think that was a shot.
He has only a few years left
Oh, okay.
in the tank to put out some good content. And I hope they do a Wayne's World 3. I don't care if they're old and decrepit and, they're just.
It's going to be the script. It needs to come down to it. As long as it's a funny movie.
Story's a story.
That's
Again,
true.
I loved the Bill and Ted Face the Music. I loved it.
That worked out pretty
It
good.
did.
Not everyone loved it, but it did work out pretty good. And I did enjoy it. It was, nostalgia is just a big market.
I just worry about like Mike Myers talking about another Austin Powers, and I'm like, by the time that third one happened, I was like, there's not a lot left.
And that's the thing. So he did 3 Austin Powers and he beat that to death, but he only did 2 Wayne's Worlds. And the second Wayne's World is not a classic. The original one is, but at this point, let's revisit that and just see how this whole, public access TV show hosting worked out for Wayne and Garth in the long run. Are they still living in their parents' basement? Are they still kind of bumming it?
Or do they have kids? You know what I mean? Like,
I was wondering
who
about
are on
that.
TikTok, I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, they were kind of, they're cool because they had their own TV show. So, they're getting it on, and they had groupies. I seen it. I just watched Wayne's World last night. That's the only reason I'm still geeking out about it. All right, Cocaine Bear is the movie that people are buzzing about. Social media took over. They've done a pretty good promotional campaign. The story is really just a one-note joke that they expanded on. What can you tell us about Cocaine Bear, Herb?
Well, here's the thing. I think that exactly that. It's a one-note joke. I mean, as soon as it came out, I think immediately probably about 1,000 people said that should be a movie, right? So it's just a matter of who got to it first. And it's like it's going to have a weekend of anticipation because people have been waiting for it ever since it was announced. So it's going to do okay this weekend, and then the word's going to get out that how much do we pay to go to the movies? Like $15 a person. You know what I mean? Like $30. I don't know. I think it's going to pop up on streaming pretty quick.
Okay. Yeah, well, they talked about, Elizabeth Banks has talked about making this almost like a series, doing Cocaine Shark, Cocaine Turtle, Cocaine whatever. Add cocaine to it, and you got yourself a hit. I know that it's definitely going to make its money back. And I think the one big takeaway from this film is that it was Ray Liotta's last performance.
Yeah, that is a big takeaway. The thing I'm worried about him, not so much because cocaine's expensive, but it's like, is this going to everybody going, oh, I got some cocaine, let's give it to my dog and do cocaine retriever. You know what I mean? I'm worried that may encourage people to do stuff they shouldn't do.
Well, yes.
I guarantee cocaine sales are up. And when you go see movies with, Cheech and Chong and things like that, what do?
Yeah.
You play the game. There's going to be a lot of hilarious movie theater stories and morning morons for us next week.
Oh,
I
yes.
guarantee it.
Yes.
Yeah, we will see. Well, if people are coming out, experience the cocaine bear by doing cocaine, then popcorn sales will be down considerably. So. All right. There's another release here called Luther, The Falling Sun. What's this all
So
about?
you guys know the show Luther with Idris Elba?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. All right. So that was it was like 4 or 5 seasons, and Idris Elba's great. Love Idris Elba, right? So this is their way of wrapping up that story. So it's a 2-hour movie. It's in theaters and it's going to be on Netflix. And basically, and if you don't watch Luther, you wouldn't understand any of this. But basically, he's like a detective guy, and he's after this. He has to get out of jail to go try and stop this guy that's messing with him. So, if you're a Luther fan, you're in heaven because it's a 2-hour movie, right? But otherwise, people are like, who?
Right.
So it's definitely for fans.
I had 2 things streamers just mentioned. First and foremost, Jesse said Herb is so correct. Common sense isn't so common, and some people could really harm animals. So if you're listening, make sure you don't do that. And then Dre also did a callback and told us the name of that Dana Carvey movie. It was called Master of Disguise, and he says that movie still makes him laugh to this day. So that's one of those underground cult hits that you got to check out. We're keeping the conversation moving. YouTube.com/BeFegan, where you could be a part of it. And while you're there, make sure you subscribe. More with Herb Stratford after these words. Sorry about that close up. Look at that goofy face Herb's making to the stream right now. You see it? He's like,
I knew that was Master of Disguise. I didn't, but because that's where he's in the Turtle Club. Is he not turtly enough? That one
that's right.
thing from that movie
Probably
lives
would.
forever.
Yeah.
Like it's ridiculous.
Turtle.
And
Right.
don't forget this as well. The documentary on Hulu about the Dana Carvey show. Did you ever watch that?
Oh, yeah,
No.
of course I did. I
Oh
watched
my-
it several times. It was
How
fantastic.
good was that?
And that
Yeah.
it's funny they talk about that on the podcast. They're just like, what, like if that was now,
Oh, I
it
know.
would be out of control, but
Yep.
it just didn't have the right place.
Yeah.
So
I'm loving seeing all these familiar faces that now have the day off because of rodeo days jumping on
Yeehaw.
a stream. Good morning, Christina. Good to see you. Good to see you, Tan. Said Dolphin 5, high 5. I think that's a reference to Master in Disguise. But so what was I blanked out. What were we talking about just now?
Well, more movies and stuff. Because we were
no,
doing some of
unless
that.
you want to talk about the challenge.
Yeah, we could geek out on the challenge. I've been wanting to do this for a second. They announced the lineup for the global challenge. Now, tell me about the reunion, though. So they did part 1 of 2. Was it a reunion that was in studio again with the live studio audience?
Yeah, it's in the
Good.
studio. Maria Menounos is the host again. And it's it gets a little contentious. There's yelling at, you always, right? You know what I mean? There's always, everyone's got a front, right?
Yeah.
There's super slutty dresses on a lot of the women, as you would expect. Look like they've been shopping at a stripper boutique.
Mhm.
And a lot of posing, a lot of chest, puffing up about, whatever. And, just fights and tears. And, it's the classic, right? You've seen a number of these things before. It's more of the same, but in rehashing all the stuff, and they haven't gotten to the good stuff, which is part 2, which will be this coming week, which is the behind the scenes stuff, the stuff
Yeah.
you didn't see. That's the stuff I like.
Right. The fucking.
Yeah.
Did you watch the Challenge Australia?
You know what? Here's the thing. I started watching it because I stumbled on it on Paramount, and I was like, they're all the exact same challenges, right? They're living in the
Yes.
same house, and it's like I don't know who these characters are. I watched. I
They're
think the
the
first
same
2 episodes, and I'm like, I've seen this show already, right? Because I saw all the challenges. I saw, it's just different people winning. I mean,
But I understand why they did that. But they were the same challenges from Ride or Die, right?
no, well, the same challenges from USA.
Oh, really? The exact same
Yeah,
challenge?
exact same
Okay.
ones. So then I was just
Didn't they
like,
do them in
eh.
Ride or Die as well?
No, Ride or Die's got different ones. Ride or Die's got really good challenges, actually.
Okay,
And
well,
you and I have talked about this. They've upped their ante. They got more budget. Their production values are better. They're doing things much better on the regular challenge show. But yes, you're right. They announced the global thing, and they added a bunch of people who and I sat there and I said, "It's exactly what Beef said," because it's exactly what you said. Who they were going to add? They were going to add superstars from the challenge to make it up for the fact that we don't know who any of these people are.
Yep.
So
yeah.
Yeah.
I love being right.
I'll tell you this much: if I had a nickel for every time I heard the word challenge, I would be rich.
Hey, it is the challenge. And a lot
What
of
are
people.
the challenges in the challenge? Name
Look.
some of these challenges,
Okay.
because I don't have a clue.
Well, no. Then you wouldn't understand any of them. We can't just break them down to describe. A lot of the best challenges that are set up on the challenge are ones that make people eat shit. And so
Not
like
actual shit,
height
but, yeah.
height challenges over water, where you mess up, or if you do the wrong thing, then
Jumping
you're
out
doing
of a helicopter and you have to land on a target, or
Oh,
like
wow.
you said, you go to
Yeah.
this table and you got to eat like 4 mugs of calf balls, and then you got to eat
Classic
whatever
Fear Factor stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's like
But jumping out of
excessive.
a helicopter.
Oh,
they're
yeah.
doing live action like movie stunts,
Yeah.
and that's kind of like part of the challenge. But the best part about it, and then what they need to go back to, and I didn't watch the entire season of Ride or Dies, but I did hear good things about it, was to still create that party atmosphere.
Mhm.
And that's the one thing that Challenge USA and the Challenge Australia didn't have. And there were some hookups in Australia, and and the personalities did pop out a little bit more than the Challenge USA. But really the challenge is about the shit show between the challenges. They
Right.
want to make it like this real serious sports competition, which is great and all, but at the same time, what really adds texture to it is the rivalries and the drama and all the the problems that
reality
happen
show.
in between. Yes.
Yeah,
reality
like,
show
you're
part
a
of it.
rookie, so we're going to get rid of you. You don't deserve to be here. And, you and I used to be engaged. So now, the producers snuck us onto the same show. And now we have to deal with our stuff in front of cameras. And,
Wow.
but the thing is, if you don't know these characters, and some of these
Yes, of
characters have been
course.
around for 17 seasons.
Yes.
So,
20 years.
yeah, Beef and I are totally invested in these people. And,
exactly.
yeah.
Well, 'cause
Throwing
I-
West in the mix, throwing Bananas in the mix,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
throwing out some old school ones. Some even Yes is on
Yeah,
there, and
yeah.
Yes is turning out to be kind of like an Uber douche, and I dig that.
yeah.
So no CT as of right now,
Yeah.
but we'll see.
Never count them out. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
So yeah, these are all just some names. These are our friends, and it's so funny because look at Captain Educated over
Yeah, I
here, and then this dipshit, and then we bro down when it comes to this show.
We
love
do.
that.
And it was so funny. The first time you told me that you were into it, I'm like, oh my God. I'm like,
This-
I don't know anybody else beside my wife that watches this. It's just like, wow, that's so cool.
That's why we're
really
friends.
funny.
That's why we're friends. We might even do a side podcast just talking about
Oh,
it.
you should start your own challenge podcast with
We
her.
should, man.
Now I was watching the guy on YouTube. It's like Angels on Broadcast. I'll give him a shout out because I've watched enough hours of his shit. And he uses StreamYard too, but he puts together great edits as well. And this is something for you, Herb,
All right.
because this guy, he does good, and he has a car. It's Angel Cake Entertainment.
Okay.
Have you heard of that?
Uh-uh.
Okay,
look it
so
up.
this guy, Angel Cake Entertainment, he puts together great edits. He's did the evolution of Carl Marie. He's on part 2 right now. I'm waiting for part 3 to drop. I mean, it's like I'm
Wow.
excited about it.
All right.
And then he does the recaps and all the talking about it. So I'm driving my girlfriend crazy. So I'll watch like 6 hours of the challenge, and then I'll watch this dick on the internet talk about the 6 hours I just watched. Yeah, I saw that. It's a great way. Look, I do get something out of it. One, it's a good way to kind of like a little escapism, turn my brain off a little bit. Two, also, it's a great way for ideas because they do a fantastic job in creating different games and competitions and themes. Their copywriting's excellent.
You're allowed to like things. You're allowed to like what you like, man.
No,
Again,
man.
this classy fellow likes it. Pinky's out. All right, you're in good company.
It's true, but you know what? Like that's something we admit amongst each other. It's not something that he admits when he's at cocktail parties. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, it depends. Instead, he sees Johnny Bananas and he runs right up to him and gives him a big hug.
Oh my
I
God.
probably would, actually.
Yeah, I gotta try to get one of these challengers on.
I
do.
guarantee you could.
Oh, yeah, they'll show up.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, well then, who do you want, Herb? Who do you want first for me to grab? Because
I don't know. I'd have to think about that because that's if I had to pick one, I wouldn't want to jump into that conclusion. You know what I mean? Like, give me a minute to think about that because there's some icons. I can tell you who I don't want. I never want to see Devin ever.
I don't know
Okay.
why you hate on Devin. I
just-
would talk to Devin in a heartbeat. He just won the challenge, by the way, with
Spoiler
Tori.
alert.
Well, no one watching our stream watches the challenge, but I'm telling you, I said seems like it's his year, him and Tori's year, and sure enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I think Johnny just gave it away. I think that I think they screwed up. They could have fixed it, and then all the fighting, and I felt bad about Anissa getting injured so bad. That was horrible.
Yeah, their edits, and that's the thing. They're the only ones that are fucking it up and could make it worse. They had the formula. Don't mess with the winning formula that you've literally been doing for 25 years.
Yeah.
And don't try to turn it into a CBS watered down product. It just
A lot of injuries this year, though. I mean, really, like a lot of blood.
It sounds
lot
like
of injuries.
they're jumping out of helicopters. Again, when you were describing the challenge, I'm like, oh, like tug of war? Like I'm thinking like that
No.
level of like road rules.
So real quick, this one girl who is a rookie, she's in the final, and there's this slingshot thing, and she's pulling the slingshot back. And you have to shoot like this golf ball thing through a target that's like way far away, right?
Yeah.
And it goes and bounces back and hits her and breaks her face in like 5 places.
Holy
Yes,
jeez.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
I love it. It was like such a fun shot.
It is, and then
They
she
didn't
shows
think
up.
of that, huh?
She shows up later, and she's all like, black and blue and all this stuff. And she's like, yeah, I broke my face in 5 places. And then at the reunion, she said, yeah, they told me that if it moved over like a half an inch and gone through my eye socket, I would have been killed.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
So this is
insane.
real. This is real stuff. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? This is like not,
That's Herb Stratford talking about the challenge, and was Olivia, who almost got
Yeah.
killed in the latest season of Ride or Dies, and that clip is available on YouTube. They don't show the instant replay in the show, but it's on YouTube. So I watched it back like 5 times. After I laughed, I was really concerned.
Oh yeah.
After I laughed for like 30 minutes, I was really concerned. But it was just like she pulled it back and just went whoop, whoop, and like she had bad luck. She was just getting hurt left and right. And it was,
Yeah.
I mean, if there was a lightning challenge, her ass would have been struck.
Yeah.
So
I saw a lady pull back. It was like, again, because you're describing a slingshot, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I saw someone do that with a watermelon, and it went whoop, and just whammed this woman in the head, knocked her out completely.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, they should have had goggles on. I mean, I can't imagine the waiver you sign when you go on the show. You may die.
yeah.
That's nuts.
Well, I hope no one does, because that will be the end of the show. I
That's
know
true.
for sure. All right, let's talk about this. So, this is a bad report for anybody excited to see Aquaman. The DC universe, of course, is in a reset, but there's been a lot of projects, big budget projects that they've been working on. Now, here is the rumor and speculation about Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. It tested terribly, right? That's what they're saying. And not only that, now there's rumors that Jason Momoa wants out of the franchise altogether. He may be tapped in as the villain Lobo.
Yep.
It was that will battle Superman. So he wants to transition from being Aquaman to becoming a villain.
Yes, Lobo is one of the most popular characters. He's like your badass, kind of Wolverine-ish, He used to curse. He says frag instead of the F word, but he's like the bad boy, the last Zarnian. The reason he's the last Zarnian, he killed the entire planet.
Right.
So he's a bounty hunter, and that's how he famously tries to hunt down Superman, the last Kryptonian.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
Did you hear about the reports of Aquaman and Lost Kingdom being crap, Herb?
Yeah. And it wasn't even just a test screening. They've been testing it for months, and it still is getting these same low marks. So they are concerned. They're trying to pivot and put all the focus on Flash and say,
Right.
Flash is great. Flash is great. It's like, well, what about this other thing you got coming out that
Right.
has a huge budget?
And
Yeah.
why won't they shelve this if they're so willing to shelve Batgirl?
I was thinking the
Exactly.
same thing. And, there are people who shot Batgirl who do believe that it's a good movie and it holds up. And of course, Michael Keaton's in it, and it would tie in to the Flash movie. So that doesn't make sense. Aquaman is set to drop in theaters on Christmas Day, but if they can't fix it, and how the hell are they going to fix it? It's almost like one of those Justice League messes.
It is a mess, because isn't it still a bunch of patchwork? Like, did they get Amber Heard out of it?
I know, right?
I don't know. Yeah.
The whole thing has been cursed from the beginning. And
Yeah.
I think, but I will say, back to Batgirl, I have a feeling that's going to be like one of these great, like at some point it will leak. At
Yeah.
some point that film will come out, and it'll be the thing that everybody buzzes about. And it's going to gain even more cult status because of that.
Well,
I'll
it still
tell you-
has to be good. You
Yeah.
know, it can
Cocaine
leak,
Bear.
and it's like,
Cocaine Bear.
I'll tell you exactly. I'll tell you exactly when it's going to leak. The day after tax day is done, right? Because they shelved it for the tax write-off,
yeah.
right? So as soon as we get past that tax season and they get the write-off and the check clears, then oh my God, it leaked.
Mm.
Wow, right?
Yeah, how'd that happen? Yeah,
Exactly. So
yeah.
they're protecting their finances. Apparently, Valdez is going to pop in here and tell us how you almost died on the KLPX float. But I don't really care, because KLPX got float and KFMA didn't. But we'll see if
Yeah.
Valdez pops in. We're keeping the conversation going with Herb Stratford. But on the FM side, that's all for Herb. Thank
Yeah.
you for coming in, dude.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. But stick around, because we got more to rap about. Coming up next, we'll have Held Out in studio as well. Keep it right here. It's Rock 102.1. So Valdez, he just texted me, and hold on, he texted me again. Cool, when? Now, fucker.
So while we're waiting, let me just do one cautionary thing for folks that are still on the stream.
Yeah.
There's a thing called We Have a Ghost on Netflix. Please do yourself a favor and avoid this film.
Okay.
It's terrible.
Is it that bad?
It is. It is. I mean, it's David Harbour, who normally I dig. David Harbour's great. Stranger Things, right? You know, I mean, everything else except for Hellboy. And he plays this guy. He's like a ghost. This African American family moves into this house, and he's like the ghost that's in the house. And the one kid, the one brother, he's trying to help figure out what the ghost story is, and it becomes this cottage industry because he gets a video of the ghost, right? And then Anthony Mackie is the father, so you're like, oh, this might be interesting. It's terrible.
Right.
Just don't watch it. I mean, you know, yeah, if you got young kids or whatever, sure, maybe it's fine, but don't waste your time.
Yeah. Have you been watching? See, now our streamers know I've been following this case since day one, the Alex Murdaugh case. And so HBO released a 3-part documentary. Netflix just released a similar 3-part documentary. And I say similar because really there is not that much difference between the two. I watched them both though. It's crazy because if you don't know about this story, and in being on this show and doing morning radio, like initially when the boat accident happened, I was like, uh-oh, shit's hitting the fan in South Carolina. This nepotistic, rich brat, drunkenly killed one of his friend's girlfriends. That's bad. And then he ends up getting killed with his mom mysteriously. And then all this other shit happened. So now Alex Murdaugh is currently on trial. And he is a prosecutor, a very talented attorney as well, and currently not on Oxycontin. And his defense is brilliant because they're just like,
currently, I like that.
Yeah, I was watching live clips of it, and they're like, hey, did you do this? And he's like, I could have done it. I could have not did it. I don't recall. And they're like, well, we have video of you doing this. Did you consciously do this? I could have consciously did it. I could have consciously not did it. I don't recall. Right. And that's his defense. And he knows exactly what the fuck he's doing. And it's like, this son of a bitch, man. If he gets off, it's just going to show how corrupt that entire area, because his family has ran that area since 1910.
Yeah.
1910, over 100 years, the Murdaughs they ran that kind of, they were the law and order. And then everything fell to shit. And now there's 5 mysterious deaths. The housekeeper mysteriously died. A gay kid mysteriously died after it alleged that Buster, the only surviving son, might have had an alleged affair with him. Yeah, maybe got a little curious. He was Buster and some nuts. Okay, I saw it. That's too much. Valdez, stop just sitting in the background looking like a creep. I got a 4th microphone. Let's hear your story about how you almost died.
Looking like a creepy.
He just smiling back there.
Is this hang on a second. Is this a second variant shirt?
Yeah, he's got like 17 shirts. Get closer so you're in the screen.
Are these one-offs, man? Is that what's going on? These shirts, you just do one version, one of them,
and then he signs it and gives it to his fans.
Yeah,
my one fan.
All right.
I call her mom.
You should put the Beef Vegan Presents logo on your back, though. So then it's a co-branding. The first off, people are like, "Oh, that Beef Vegan Presents show. I hear about that buzz all the time online." And then, oh, it's on Rock 102.1. So there's people who know about us that don't even know we're on the radio.
You'll have to talk to my sales team about that. So my back is open for
for
advertisements.
For any sponsorship opportunities.
That's true. Yeah. A banner in my face. It's. I wonder what's more expensive, a bus or Valdez's back.
Yeah.
All right. So yesterday was rodeo day, obviously with the parade, and this year there was a couple floats, not a KFMA float. So they put you on the KLPX float that you got fired from. So you got kind of fired from KLPX, and they had you man the float. How'd that go?
In my defense, I walked away from KLPX.
Okay. That's fair.
I divorced them.
Right. So, that's a non-issue. So, but you were on KLPX. Now you're not. You're on KFMA, but now you're on the KLPX float.
So I had to do the whole thing because there was nobody available for KLPX. So we're on the float. We have these 2 gigantic horses pulling us. It's like the old 80s, like Budweiser commercial with the Clydesdales.
Yeah, we've done it. Powers and I both been
in the
parade.
Wooden cart, big wagony style thing. And you got 2 horses pulling you and a guy taking care of those horses.
Yeah, and it's terrible for your hemorrhoids.
We got the rookie horses with the rookie driver.
Yeah.
And promotions did a bang up job of making that the most awkward float where there was nowhere to sit.
Of course.
So it was weird to hear like people yell out your name and you're waving and stuff. So we're going up
How did they know it was you?
Yeah. Now, did you wear an I'm Valdez and on KLPX shirt?
They wouldn't let me, so I wore my old school KLPX shirt. Remember the one that it looks like a mechanic shirt?
Yeah.
Now that's crazy though, because you're Valdez on all radio stations, right? I mean, yeah, you do the traffic on KLPX as well, so you could easily have I'm Valdez for every single radio station in the cluster. Do you not?
I'm Valdez for Lotus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
See, but I have my own show on KFMA, so I'm loyal to KFMA, where it's like I'm Valdez on there. So
Yeah. Well, so you don't have an I'm Valdez for KLPX. But
yeah,
you just have a regular KLPX shirt. So they wouldn't let you wear the KFMA shirt. So like you can't have one fucking thing that like advertises the station. God forbid. You know, like we didn't sell it.
Yeah. Why not just a Lotus float with several radio stations?
I'm down with that.
Right?
So
No, it makes sense.
like a buffet of just
That's why we didn't do it though.
Right.
And then maybe other people would be able to fall off the float and not just Valdez.
Yeah. So go on.
Yeah. So you almost fell off the float. How's this?
So it was going good. People were waving hello and this and that. And then we get to park in Irvington and the horses lost their minds. They started biting at each other and then they started bucking.
Yeah.
And the dude's like, ho, ho, and the hose aren't working.
Right.
And all of a sudden I'm like, this is it. The gypsy was right. This is how Freddy dies.
This is the gypsy was right.
I could hear the people stop cheering. They're like, oh, this is for real. And I dropped to like one knee.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, if this thing goes, and it almost did, because then they started like almost sprinting.
Taking off.
Yeah.
You can hear the whoos. They're like, I'm like, oh, nope, this is it.
Yeah.
He's going to die. And we had to go up Irvington and he had to like, and once we stopped, they were still like going at it. And he's like, we can't continue. And I'm still on the ground. I'm like,
so you didn't make it to the end?
No, that was barely halfway point. The horses
Oh,
lost their mind.
You know, that's not the first time. So when I did the rodeo parade, our horses were major assholes too. They had to switch them out. And this rodeo parade, their whole gimmick is they're the motorless parade, right?
Yeah.
The longest non-motorized parade in the United States.
Right. And there's a reason why they're the only one, because when you have to rely on wild animals, this kind of stuff happens continuously every single year.
And they used to be the longest non-motorized parade in the world, but apparently there's one with elephants in Sri Lanka or something that is longer now. So that's only in the United States. But that's why they stopped doing it downtown, because they got spooked and the sidewalks were too narrow. And you know, and Mayor Walkup, I don't know if you guys remember Bob Walkup, when he was mayor, he was riding in the Maximilian carriage, which is like the really cool one that the King of Mexico used to have or whatever. And the horses bucked and he got injured and Beth got injured and they got all damaged.
Really?
It can be really dangerous. I mean, it's, you know, Valdez is not, he's not just being a wuss here. This is scary stuff, man. You know, these are, you know, you could be thrown, you could be run over by a carriage, you know, you could be killed. Honestly.
Oh, let's come up with other various things. The horses could bite you. The horses could eat you instead.
I'm just trying to say Valdez, he did the right thing. You know what I mean? He was cool. He was calm.
He just waved.
He probably had to change his pants when he got home, but it was fine, right?
You know, and I wore brown for a reason. I could just hear, you know, that when you get home drunk at like 2 a.m. and they show reruns of shows on like, because I don't have cable, so I have free TV.
Yeah.
You know, it's like World's Wildest Videos.
Yeah.
I can hear that announcer. It's like Tucson, Arizona. It was a sunny day, and this parade that's non-mechanical goes awry. And it's just like,
you know what would have been great? It should have been, I just saw Rick's comment, Cocaine Horse would have been, on point. And we would have had, or Lotus would have had the fastest float in the entire parade.
Yeah, you'd have done 2 laps.
Yeah, exactly.
well, it is South Tucson, so Meth Horse would have been better.
It's so
That might have been the problem.
It is so ridiculous. The reason why KFMA didn't have a float because they didn't sell the float. But yeah, you could have done an Arizona Lotus float, sold all 4, and whatever the case. And then
next year, you know what, listeners?
No, not next year. They didn't do it last year. Not going to do it next year.
Petition. We're gonna have a badass float next year.
They spent all the money on this.
Yeah, a lot of it did go to this.
Well, thanks for draining our budget for the rest of us.
I know.
This is why I gotta make my own stuff.
Black ink ain't cheap, all right?
Yeah,
That's
got
a
a lot of black
silhouette.
in there.
That's
Yeah.
racist.
Yeah.
What?
It's not racist.
I'm sure it's complimentary, actually.
Well, I'm glad that you survived, Valdez. Thank you for the update. We're going to have Held Out coming in here, so I got to get set and ready for Sparky's crazy ass. He's going to be in here. And, of course, we have the whole crew, Jackie, Kevin, So we're getting ready for that. I see 10 shooting his shot. Thank you, Valdez. I see 10 shooting his shot on Christine on the, the stream. He's like, I'm low key pissed, girl.
Oh,
I can't click on your photo.
oh.
What's up? And Christine's a good looking chick. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm putting you on blast. I see you. I see you, 10 shooting your shot. That's all right. This stream's a love connection. There's been several streamers who ended up hooking up over the years. Yeah, a couple of years. I do have one more Hollywood gossip story that I'll talk with you, Herb. Okay. Yeah, this is just a fun fact. And I know you're going to get excited about this because you watched the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once, right?
Yeah, totally.
Love it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you had an opportunity to buy some memorabilia.
Oh, yeah, there's an auction.
Yes.
Yeah, A24 is doing a big auction and they're selling all kinds of cool stuff from the movie. I mean, it's like, really? I mean, I was sort of surprised that they're letting this stuff go, but it's cool.
Yeah, there's one particular item that had Herb's name written all over it.
No,
yes,
don't go there.
It's the Auditor of the Year award statue from Jamie Lee Curtis's desk. If you've seen it, if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. It looks like a butt plug.
I think it actually is one, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's sort of the joke, but yeah.
Yeah, let's see. If you don't know what we're talking about, you can get your hands on this. And in fact, actually, I got a bid in and
do you really?
Well, yeah, because I know you have a birthday coming up and I'm your friend. So it'd be amazing.
You missed my birthday. It was in January.
I'll save it. I'll save it until it's time to give it to you. See him back here? You see those ditties back there? Here, I'm going to make this screen bigger. Ridiculous. Yeah, those are the Auditor of the Year awards.
Yep, the Jamie Lee Curtis has behind her desk. Yep,
and that's a good news. That's good news, Herb, because I only need one.
Yeah, you don't need all three. That's true.
Yeah. And it's fantastic. So you can.
I bet it goes for a lot of money. Honestly, I mean, people love this movie, so I bet this is going to be like. And it's I think the auction, right? It's going to something good.
Yeah,
it's not just
the charity that it's going for is split between charities, 3 of them, including one for laundry workers. Like the Wang family working in the movie. Yeah, so
that's cool.
Yeah, super cool. And of course, it's an Oscar-winning film or award-winning film. The Oscars aren't here yet,
and it could be an Oscar-winning film. We'll see what happens pretty quick here.
Probably will. You know what? A movie I just watched the other day, or attempted to watch with my girlfriend, and she was immediately checked out because within the first 5 minutes, there was an elephant shitting on somebody, and then a woman pissing on a fat guy.
Yeah,
that was within the first 5 minutes of the movie, and I was like,
and a dwarf with a pogo stick that ejaculates. Don't forget that.
Yeah, I didn't get to that point. She made me turn it off before that, but I was up. I was like, I'm invested. You got me. You had me at elephant shit, and then you locked me in. A woman pissing on a fat dude, and then are you kidding me? A dwarf ejaculating on a pogo stick.
Yeah.
How many minutes into the movie is that?
Like literally the next minute. I don't know how you missed it. I mean, it was just like. That movie, Babylon, is what we're talking about. Damien Chazelle, who did La La Land and Whiplash. It's about Hollywood in the 20s. It's over 3 hours long. I found it excruciating.
Okay. I mean, it was chaotic. I mean, we probably watched 15 minutes, that part, and didn't really know what was going on, even though I knew the backstory with the premise of the movie going into it. I mean, it has an all-star cast of Brad Pitt and Margot Robbie, so it's not like it's a shabby B film by any means. But over 3 hours, did not know that.
Yeah.
And then if they're opening up the movie with all of those extremes,
right?
Like, what's it going to be like halfway through?
Yeah.
Herb doesn't even know. He didn't make it that far.
I watched the whole thing, and I was sorry I did. It was 3 hours I wanted back. So
I'm sorry. Well, to make it up for you, I'm going to buy you one of these auctioneer awards here. So you're going to love it.
It's for a good cause.
So next time you sit and watch that movie for 3 hours straight, you finish.
All right. And scene.
Yes. Yeah, right. Thanks for coming in, Herb. We'll talk more about Challenge and other movies next week. And till then, let me hit the reset because we got Held Out coming in studio to get rowdy with us, and it's always a good time with those boys. So let's play F My Life for this morning. We'll be back here live.
Did you get caught self-loving by your mom?
Awkward. It is awkward.
Did you do something that got you fired from your job?
I just get stupid.
It's fun being stupid.
Don't hide this in vain. Let us laugh at your pain. Call 600-KFMA right away.
I promise we won't embarrass you.
Because Beef Vegan presents F My Life. F My Life. F My Life.
Yes. Yes, it's time for another edition of F My Life. These are unfortunate situations. Email to me at beefvegan@kfma.com, subject line FML. But of course, if you have an F My Life you care to share on the air, you can give us a call right now, 600 KFMA at 600-5362. And if Rico and I agree that your life is F, we will hook you up with a $50 gift certificate for The Landing. The Landing is our half-price Friday deal that we have going on at KFMA.com. It will go live this Friday, so just keep an eye out for that, where $25 will get you a $50 gift certificate to The Landing on Oracle. It's a casual vibe, but seriously legit food, a place where you can come in flip-flops and feast on fresh seafood, taste burgers, and awesome salads. They have it all at The Landing. Do whatever, just stay casual when you show up to The Landing on Oracle, okay? All right, let's get into our first F My Life email. You ready for this?
Ready.
Okay, Gary sent me this, and he said, today while working at customer service, I instructed a customer to press the pound key on her cell phone. She hesitated a moment before asking, the pound key? You mean the hashtag, right? F My Life for Gary?
Big baby.
Yeah, big baby. She sounds adorbs.
Oh, Zoomers.
I wonder, how many kids, they don't know that's the pound key anymore. They just call it the hashtag key.
Right.
Right. Yeah. So get used to it, because I'm sure it's going to happen again. Next F My Life email sent to me by Marquise. He said, last week, I dreamt I was wrestling an alligator. Then I quickly woke up to my girlfriend yelling at me and holding her in a headlock. Oh, no. F My Life for Marquise.
That can get dangerous. Yeah, F My Life. That's a little scary.
No, baby, I'm gator wrestling. Don't
Right.
worry. Yeah, that's an F My Life. You committed a felony in your sleep. All right, next F My Life email sent to me by Nicole. She said, on Tuesday, I bought a jacket with real fur on it. Turns out I'm allergic, and now my ears look like they have herpes on them. Oh, F My Life. What do you say?
Big baby. Sell it.
Sell it? Okay. What about her herpes ears?
Sell it.
Sell your herpes ears. Don't worry, Nicole. It will go away and then come back like 10 years from now.
Yeah, don't worry about
it. Next F My Life email sent to me by Liz. She said, I was once working in a hospital-level rest home. When I was making my rounds one day, I noticed a woman sitting in her electric wheelchair in the middle of the hall. Going closer, I saw her battery was flat. So I said, oh, it looks like you died. She bawled her eyes out and said, not yet. F My Life for Liz.
Jesus. Yeah, sure.
100% F My
Yeah,
Life. That's
yeah.
just a foot in your mouth syndrome. I can relate.
Yikes.
All right, final F My Life of the day sent to me by Keith at beefvegan@kfma.com. He wrote, today my mother still hasn't figured out that my ex is a manipulative cow who has no interest in a relationship with her apart from her usefulness as a babysitter and sympathetic cash machine. But when I try to tell her that, she gets mad. The kid isn't even mine. It's from the guy she cheated on me with. Ouch.
Ouch.
It's a lot to unpack. Let's just say F My Life.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
F your life, Keith. So you keep those emails coming. beefvegan@kfma.com. Well, get in on the stream.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess I'm getting everyone all situated. There's Kevin from Held Out. He's the first person, the most responsible member of Held Out, making it here on time. I'm going to have to set up the camera a little bit better, and I uploaded the wrong F My Life. So here's the one that Powers and I did today. Check this out.
Did you get caught self-loving by your mom?
Awkward. It is awkward.
Did you do something that got you fired from your job?
I just get stupid. It's fun being stupid.
Don't hide this in vain. Let us laugh at your pain. Call 600-KFMA right away.
I promise we won't embarrass you.
Because Beef Vegan presents F My Life. F My Life. F My Life.
Yes, it's time for another edition of F My Life. These are unfortunate situations. Email to me at beefvegan@kfma.com. Subject line FML. But of course, if you have an F My Life you care to share on the air, give us a call. 600 KFMA. That's 600-5362. And if Powers and I agree your life is F, may hook you up with something like tickets to Pop Evil or tickets to the Tucson Foodie Craft Beer Crawl that's happening tomorrow at Borderlands Brewing from 12 to 5. All right, here's our first email. You ready, Powers?
Yes.
Okay. Mickey sent me this. She said, last week I came out as a lesbian to my friends.
Mhm.
They were supportive, save for my one friend who accused me of copying her by also being a lesbian.
That's so lesbian.
That's so lesbian. Was it an F My Life for Mickey?
No, I'm gonna say that's kind of big baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I'm more lesbian than you. Yeah, prove it. All right, big baby Mickey. Next F My Life email sent to me by Liz. She said, today my husband won't shave his beard despite the fact that it grows in wiry and looks like pubic hair. He's now accusing me of not loving him for who he is. Oh, yeah, getting back here. Let's do this. Rock 102.1K. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. We're live here on the podcast broadcast. And of course, this weekend we have lots of fun festivities happening all around town. And here with the rundown to let us know what's happening around town is Powers. Powers, give us a heads up. What are we doing this weekend?
We got a lot of local love to give, literally, because local love presents a lot of fun stuff happening.
Oh, yeah.
Tonight at 191 Tool, you got Metal Fest. So Metal Fest is happening. You got Santo Diablo, you got the Syndicate, a lot of fun bands.
So
check
that's
them
all
out.
Metal Fest
Metal
at
Fest.
191 Tool. What's the cover charge on that? Are you on that too?
We're not, but
Flying Half Full is on it.
I was
Okay,
just about to
nice.
say our friends Flying Half Full are there. The Guardians, so it's going to be a good time. I don't have the cover. It looks like it's...
It's a Lodo show.
Yeah, it's 5 or 8.
I
It's
wouldn't-
super cheap.
Yeah, I wouldn't consider Flying Half Full metal. Would you think they consider themselves metal?
Doubt it. I don't know.
Yeah, no, they're just
rock.
rock and roll.
Yeah.
They do rock. I mean, they're the winner of our Steal the Show, Win the Dough concert that we did back in the fall. So, yeah, shout out to Flying Half Full, Mario, the whole crew. All right, yeah, what else going on?
Well, we know tomorrow, we've been talking about a lot. It's Tucson Craft Beer Crawl.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a good time. $50 gets you a lot of action. $75 for VIPs. I'm not sure if those are available or if they're gone, but that's from 1 to 5 p.m. all day Saturday at Borderlands. So come have fun with us.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing our live podcast there, of course, giving out a bunch of stuff. And then later on, we're heading our way to the Rialto for the Local Love 10th anniversary show. Brent from Local Love, man's working overtime, just putting on these shows. You've done lots of shows with Brent, right, Kevin?
Oh yeah, lots.
Yeah,
We
so
love Brent.
yeah, he
Brent
always
is the
takes
man.
care of the bands. You know, I said this before, and I'll say it again. You know, to be a local promoter is a very selfless gig. You know, you're putting a lot of work and effort into just kind of bringing people together and trying to get as much new eyes in front of bands who are hungry and just want to perform in front of people. So, you know, it doesn't go unnoticed. And the 10th anniversary show is a great way to come out and show your love and appreciation for all the effort that Brent's been doing for the last 10 years. Yeah. So what else we got going on here, Powers?
Well, then you got on Sundays, you want to go have a snake and sip, because at Cobra Arcade, which we have never really talked about, it's one of the best places to hang out.
Yeah.
They've
It's
got
the barcade.
They've got a whole bunch of great stuff going on. They do this every final Sunday of the month. 12 vendors, music, a selfie station, and live snakes.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not a fan of that.
Me neither. I'll stay
Yeah.
away.
It seems like it's an accident waiting to happen. I get the concept. It's Cobra Arcade, so bring some snakes out. Drunk people handling snakes is never necessarily a good idea. As Held Out just storms into the studio, or at least the 2/3 of them.
Ah!
Yay, they made it.
Yes, we'll get them set up here in a second. But yeah, so that's happening on Sunday.
Yes.
Right? Snakes and drinks
Yeah.
and arcade games.
Yeah, so that's a good time.
Mhm.
Mhm. You don't got to play Snake on your phone. Go to Cobra Arcade.
It's a great idea for a pickup line to any girls, guys out there, you know, like, hey, you want to handle my snake?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, not that one, girl. Right. Okay. So what else going on?
Well, we all know there's one big thing going on. Happy Rodeo Days, the Tucson Rodeo. So there's a rodeo in town. You might want to check it out.
That actually happens, huh?
Yeah,
It's not just a
real
parade.
yo-yo. It's not
Yeah.
just a parade. We
Sparky's
celebrate it.
shaking his head. Yes. You've been to many parades. He is the parade. Yes. Anything else happening this weekend?
That's about enough. But there was some adult skating at the roller skating rink. If you want to check that out too, Saturday night.
Oh, nice.
So that's
yeah.
super fun.
That'd be a good time. Well, there's a side conversation going. Let me get these boys all set up. Held Out's in studio. Of course, they're going to be performing at the Rialto Theater on Saturday night. We'll play some games with them and have a good time. You can join us on the podcast broadcast, youtube.com/beefvegan, or keep it right here. It's Beef Vegan Presents. Get in here. I got a fourth microphone, guys. But
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I want to get the cameras all set up, put that in the middle. So with that, we'll continue our F My Life here live.
The
Did you get caught self-loving by your mom?
Awkward. It is awkward.
Did you do something that got you fired from your job?
I just get stupider. It's fun being stupid.
Don't hide this in vain. Let us laugh at your pain. Call 600-KFMA right away.
I promise we won't embarrass you.
Because Beef Vegan presents F My Life. F My Life. F My Life.
Yes, it's time for another edition of F My Life. These are unfortunate situations. Email to me at beefvegan@kfma.com. Subject line FML. But of course, if you have an F My Life you care to share on the air, give us a call 600-KFMA. That's 600-5362. And if Powers and I agree your life is F, may hook you up with something like tickets to Pop Evil or tickets to the Tucson Foodie Craft Beer Crawl that's happening tomorrow at Borderlands Brewing from 12 to 5. All right, here's our first email. You ready, Powers?
Yes.
Okay. Mickey sent me this. She said, last week I came out as a lesbian to my friends.
Mm-hmm.
They were supportive, save for my one friend who accused me of copying her by also being a lesbian.
That's so lesbian.
That's so lesbian. Was it an F My Life for Mickey?
No, I'm gonna say that's kind of big baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I'm more lesbian than you. Yeah, prove it. All right, big baby Mickey. Next F My Life email sent to me by Liz. She said, today my husband won't shave his beard despite the fact that it grows in wiry and looks like pubic hair. He's now accusing me of not loving him for who he is. Yeah, this is rough. This is why you don't marry young. You wait till the man can grow a full beard, then you marry him.
Yeah.
Because you don't know how it's going to grow in.
Oh.
F My Life for Liz.
I'm gonna say she's being a big baby.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean, she's got to kiss his face, and it's going to remind her of things that she probably might not want to be reminded of. So I'll agree to disagree and say F My Life. We'll move forward. Gina sent me this email, beefvegan@kfma.com. She said, I realized how lonely I am when someone called my number by mistake, and I talked with them for 5 minutes. I don't know who she was, but I'm so lonely. I was happy to have someone engage in a conversation, even if it was about her calling the wrong number.
Wow.
Yeah, brutal. F My Life for Gina.
Yeah, I'll say F My Life. It's just sad.
You know what? I'm going to say big baby because it is sad, but at the same time, you know, there are ways to kind of get out there and start a conversation. If you can conversate with a stranger for 5 minutes, then you can make a friend for 15, right?
Okay.
So, yeah, get out there. You can make it happen. Go to Tucson Games at Gadget Short Rest Tavern. I think that'd be a great place to socialize with people. They're always looking for people to jump into a game, you know, so there you go. All right, 2 more left. Elena sent me this email, beefvegan@kfma.com. She said, the other day, our dog died. My daughter was really upset about it, so my husband tried to cheer her up by saying, at least she'll be doing something that she liked doing forever, sleeping. My daughter continued to cry for half an hour.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Yeah.
That's F My Life.
Not the best way to break her to her, so yeah, definitely an F My Life. All right, final F My Life of the day sent to me by Becky. She said, the other day while at the gym, I noticed a creepy looking guy watching me. When I got up from the equipment, I noticed that he sniffed the seat.
No.
Yes. I didn't say anything the first time, but after he did the second time, I asked him to stop. He then bent down and sniffed it without breaking eye contact.
Oh, that's horrible.
He's like, oh, stop, huh?
Oh, don't stop. You're staring right through me. Ugh.
I'm going to do it, and I'm going to keep doing it.
Oh, F My Life. Stop.
All right, we're back here in the podcast broadcast. Jesse's reminding the boys not to swear. You can swear right now, though, so go for it.
Shit.
There you go.
Fuck.
Get it out of your system there. Sparky, I'm looking at you.
Cuntilingus.
Yeah, cuntilingus is good. That's my favorite word. Of course, Held Out's in the building, all part for the, you know, the big show that's happening tomorrow night. Are you guys going? Hit us up in the stream. Let us know. Because, I mean, that's a low dose show. It's $5 in advance, $8 at the door, 10th anniversary. Held Out. When are you guys going on stage?
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. Nice. So that's going to be good peak time. And get that microphone close to you, Sparky. I know that you're, you know, usually playing bass and just dance around. Don't need any mics, but
I use all the mics.
You know, I still have Held Out in my system. I like to play it in the background every now and then, just kind of
You know what?
subconsciously.
I got held out in my system too. It's crazy.
Oh, nice. Yeah, where is my Held Out? I'm gonna pull that up here in a little bit. Of course, we're gonna play some games. The one thing that Jackie suggested was that I don't AI write a song for him. I did this with Jonathan Russell.
He was not having it.
Yeah, well, Jonathan, yeah, he went to Judas Priest on it and didn't give it the old college effort, right? I felt like if he would have gave the college effort, it would have came off really good. And I have, a personal assistant now in Chat GPT that helps me write all these terrible ideas down. So I asked Chat GPT to write me a metal song about Tucson and shit like that. And I could have him do the same thing for you, but Jackie said no. He came in, he had a list of demands.
Who's Jackie?
What do you mean, Jackie? Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So is that correct, Jackie? And it's your first time on the show, dude.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So welcome. First off,
I was like, yeah, I don't want to. It's 9 a.m,
I know it's hard to get that scream out. I get it. You kind of want to warm up.
Haven't had my pack of smokes or my
Never done any drugs. I haven't had any alcohol. How the expect me to
What's
just like all early in the morning, bro?
What's the pregame now to get you guys ready to take the stage? Like say Saturday night. How do you like to warm up before you hit stage?
Tums. I need plenty of Tums.
Yeah.
You need Tums ahead of time?
Bro, I'm thinking about eating Tums later because I know I'm gonna need them.
Right. Is it because of nerves?
No.
It's the
I had a
booze.
bowl of Tums for breakfast.
Yeah. Well, as we get older, obviously Tums becomes a part of our daily diet.
I eat like garbage, dude. I eat like garbage.
Yeah.
I drink like garbage.
You have the acid reflux?
Dude, yes.
Yeah.
All day.
I know you gotta switch it up, dude. I do the same. And I have Tums just on demand or just there underneath my sink ready for
There's
those
probably some pocket Tums in my vest right now.
Right. So you take Tums before every show. Is there any drinking, any kind of vocal exercises, any of that?
Yeah, there's drinking.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm always in the back doing some vocal exercises, but aside from that, running around, setting up the merch, and like making sure everything's good to go.
I do like a push up or two.
Then I should be pretty warmed up by the time we have to hit the stage. I'm already out of breath.
Right. So you break a sweat just by doing all.
Oh
the,
yeah. You get
the
that
grunt
adrenaline
work
going. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You never have Jesse do that for you?
Set up the merch.
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, she helps for sure. She's a gem.
Yeah. Say all right, and then. Well, Jesse wants to know if you have your pocket pastrami with you. You eat pastrami out of your pocket?
Sometimes I keep a sandwich on me.
Okay, just in case.
Sometimes I'll have chicken wings on me. They're never loose. They're always wrapped in something.
Is that just in case, like you just get hungry or sugar gets low?
So coming back to the heartburn thing,
yeah,
I'll eat with everybody. Like we'll go out and eat, but I won't eat all my food. I'll just eat a little bit because I don't want to fucking ruin it and get that heartburn like real bad and ruin my whole appetite. So I'll just nibble here and there. I take forever to eat anything. I hate going out to restaurants and ordering because I don't want to eat it there.
You're just a slow eater?
Really slow eater.
Do you like chew too much or something?
No, I just nibble and then just chill
and just look around.
Nibble and chill, brother. Yeah. Nibble and chill.
He sucks on everything he eats.
I have
save room for the alcohol.
Leave it all soggy. Suck the flavor on it.
Well, no, I had my buddy John, who's always been a skinny dude. His metabolism was great because he would chew it. I think my mom told him this like obscure fact when he was 10 years old. And he always ate his food this way. He chewed it like 25 times before swallowing.
That's like the Atkins way to do it, isn't it?
Something like that, right? And yeah, there's been studies that show if you do that, then it's a better way to increase your metabolism and not gain weight. Well, my mom just told him this when he was 10. He's doing his whole life and been skinny his whole life, so it actually worked for him. So I was wondering if you were doing the chewing and chewing too much too.
No, I'll chew like once or twice.
Right.
That's the problem.
See, that makes more sense because I'm like, it's not working for everybody then,
No, it's not.
I'd say I'm like 3 bites and I swallow as well, but I'll do 3, No,
he's a real health nut.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah. All right. So we have 3 minutes. I want to do, since I got you guys in here and I can only do this on the air.
You guys
got the held out in here. I want to do news for dicks or news about dicks,
That's why we're here.
Exactly.
Oh, you haven't heard?
Yeah.
Did you say that you got me a Red Bull, Kevin?
I did.
Yes, he got a bunch of.
I got everybody a Red Bull.
Uh-huh.
Not everybody wanted a Red Bull.
I want a Red Bull.
You ever had a Red Bull? I love Red Bull. I had a Red Bull.
But it's blue.
Here are 2 stories about dicks inadvertently, okay?
And you don't want to call these headlines?
Oh, yeah. I'll call them the D headlines. Okay, you know what then? I'll say that. Yeah, I'm gonna say that on the air then. Since, He nailed it. But off the air, there's a study that claims that men's average junk size is increasing rapidly, and that's a bad thing.
Did you notice? I'm sorry. He's sitting right next to me.
Yeah, I know. As soon as Sparky gets in, all of a
Sparky
sudden
shows up. Look out.
No, but they say the average size of a guy's junk is increasing.
They're lying, dude.
Yeah, it's not for
I
everybody.
guess I'm not the average guy.
Maybe I guess it's the next generation. But the new study out of the Stanford Medical that claims that the average engorged penis length increased by 24% just in the last 29 years.
Oh.
Yeah, and they're like, why? What's in the water? What's making our dicks bigger? The data, they looked at data from 55,000 men from 1942 to 2021 all over the world.
All right.
Yeah, and it wasn't them just self-reporting because obviously, but the good news is that, yeah, our dicks are getting bigger, but the bad news is it's leaving researchers concerned because there's a big change in the relatively short period of time, and they're worried that about the ramifications it might have on fertility, meaning that if our dicks get too big too soon, we might not be able to procreate, and which is a shame because if our dicks get too big too soon, all we're doing is fucking. Because it's irresistible to the ladies. They suggest that it could have something to do with the chemical exposure in our environment, food, plants, homes, even hygiene products. So the things that we're using. And if you're thinking, my dick ain't getting big enough, you got to use more hygiene products. That's the key.
Dude.
Yeah,
Lather it on there.
I put Old Spice on my taint, and my junk is not getting bigger at all.
I was gonna say Old Spice isn't working for me either.
Yeah, dude, my balls are getting bigger.
Dude, when you put it on your
Junk is
deodorant,
getting smaller.
Put it on your deodorant, just put a little
Always.
swipe right there under the nuts.
Always.
You can smell it all day.
Yes, absolutely. I go pit, middle of the chest,
Under the
middle of the
tit.
back.
Under the
I don't
tit.
do under the tit because I don't really have the tit yet. But I lift the sack up, I do the taint, and I'll tell you what, this one time in Mexico, super hot, I requested for a lady to go down and, play with the boys a little bit. And she begrudgingly was like, ugh. And then she went down and did it. And I told the story many times because it's a crowning, shining moment. Then she went down and did it, and she stopped and she looked up and she goes, "It smells good." And I'm like, "That's right, baby. Old Spice the taint."
I've met that
Rock on
woman
2.1 KFMA.
so many
We're
times.
live on the air, so no cursing.
Got it.
I have D-head news I want to share with you guys. This is news about the D-head, and we were sharing interesting stat and fact about a study that's claiming that men's junk size is getting bigger and bigger, up 24% over the last 29 years. So that's good news for a lot of ladies out there. Bad news for guys who aren't affected by this study whatsoever.
Me?
I know, me too, but all right, but let's talk about the D-head news. First and foremost, there's military police in Rio de Janeiro arrested a man in the city center on Sunday who was harassing women while wearing an inflatable 7-foot penis costume.
Yes.
Okay. You're immediately like, this guy's a legend.
He's being a D-head.
He's being a D-head.
I thought that was you.
Yeah, police received complaints that the man was chasing women who were at the carnival parades in the city, and he wasn't even the stupidest criminal at the celebration. The man, dressed as a prisoner, complete with a homemade ankle monitor, was arrested with both cannabis and cocaine. So this guy, he was dressed for, I guess, what is it?
He was dressed for incarceration. So
Yeah.
Party.
They're saying dressed for the
occasion.
the job
He
that
was
you
dressed
want,
for
not
the
the
job.
job you have.
Exactly. Dress for the job that you want, not for the job you have. And that's what he did. But the guy dressed up as a 7-foot penis and chasing around, be like, "Give me a hug." And you're like, "No." I'm sure that made a hilarious YouTube video.
I've seen that costume. I posted many costume contests. It's always a popular one.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Does it ever win?
No.
Never wins.
Always comes up a little short.
Ah. That's because it's always in Halloween too, and it's cold. So,
Yeah.
All right. And speaking of other D-head news, here's another D headline. This guy named Liam Ellis. He's a reformed biker gang member and a reformed drug dealer from Australia. So, what do you do after you reform from being a biker gang member and a drug dealer? Well, you get into porn, obviously, and that's what he is. He's a male porn star, and even though he's been having less legal entanglements lately. And opportunities have sex or to have sex with women, he's been getting hundreds of those on a regular basis. He says his new line of work still has its dangers. In fact, actually, during one particularly energetic scene for OnlyFans, Ellis remembers fracturing his manhood. Yeah.
Broke the D.
Broke the D, and apparently this can happen if you're over 4 inches. I wouldn't know. Now, working with this woman named Haley Vernon, which you can find on OnlyFans, wink, wink. Ellis said that he felt something go, but didn't think anything of it at the time because he's in the moment. He's method.
Yeah.
Right. But that's when the penile injury happened. It turned completely black, which really excited
so he gained
Haley.
a few more inches?
Yeah, exactly. You beat me to it. I'm like, oh, it's right there. It's right there. Yeah, Haley started off with "I like you," and she ended with "I love you." Now the penile injury required surgery, and now he has a prescription drug that he takes to stop him from becoming too excited. So it's like the anti-Viagra.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And if that's not bad enough,
So picture of somebody's Aunt Muriel.
yeah. Well, not your Aunt Muriel, because I use that to finish. But if that's not bad enough, they like the porn. He says that porn workers don't have comp or OSA. So,
oh no, dude, we need a. There needs to be a union right now.
Right.
We need
Yeah.
to unionize these porn stars and get them the benefits that they deserve. Yeah, we need to do it.
Yeah, you keep saying, what's your OnlyFans? Hey, come on, Sparky.
It's a premium Snapchat.
Oh, nice. Yeah, get that.
I'm old
stream.
school like that. Yeah. So make sure you subscribe to our premium Snapchat.
Definitely
Sparky
will.
Two Braids.
Nice. We're going to be keeping the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast with Held Out, who is part of the big local love show happening at the Rialto Theater this Saturday. It's a low dose show, and you could join us. I'll be hosting that event myself, but we'll be back with more after Rage Against the Machine. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. There you go. And then Rage Against the Machine twice. And, I mean, it's just like, I'm trying to make not an argument with the station, but I'm like, hey, with these bands, what if I don't play the same band more than once a show? That would be nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Rage. Who doesn't love Rage, right?
Sure.
Test well. I shouldn't play them twice a show, 3 times a show, every
Dave,
hour.
you have to understand every 15 minutes, it's a new audio. That's what they'll tell you.
Yeah.
But Rage.
I want to hear some Weezer, bro.
Mhm.
Nobody plays no Weezer anymore, and the good Weezer.
We play Weezer, but what's some of your favorite Weezer songs?
Anything from the Blue Album, dude.
Mm-hmm.
The Blue Album is my favorite. Well, Pinkerton's so good too.
Yes.
But anything off the Blue Album, that
Right.
album just sits in my heart so much, dude. Like,
So we play the Sweater song. We play.
But like in the garage, that song is great.
Yeah,
Surfax
but
America.
that was
song is-
never. Yeah, I mean those are all deeper cuts. Those were never radio singles.
Make them.
I
Make them
know.
a radio single.
That's true. No,
Don't
you're
you
absolutely
have
right.
the power to do that, Mr. Radio Man?
Not yet.
Oh,
We have.
These are the only powers he got.
That's true. But I mean, if we get to a point where it's so undeniable, then, because music is a large part of, I was explaining this to my boss when I was getting yelled at last week.
Right.
It's a large part of my personality that I would love to incorporate and present on the air, right? It's the one thing that I don't have. And I can't just do a free for all. I understand the science behind it, and we try to cast a wide net. But what you're seeing as far as industry trends are concerned, and you talk about radio, and people are like talking about, okay, well, radio's dying. We got Spotify, we got all this
playing
stuff.
the same Journey song for 30 years.
Exactly. So how do you make radio a destination where you get people to you have to listen to this because I can't get this anywhere else? That's what you do. You create something that you can't get anywhere else, and you be unapologetically you. So in Seattle has always been kind of like a market that pushes radio forward. They've been a great radio city forever, right? And obviously that was the birthplace of grunge. So they have now 3 AAA stations. AAA means they just play whatever the fuck they want. KEXP, it was the first one that showed that if you're unapologetically you and you play quality and not overly too much, you have that variety, that you will have and be able to grow an audience that appreciates that kind of stuff. Because yes, we can go to Spotify, listen to the same playlist over and over again. You're talking about what is the art of radio? Well, the art of radio, there's a familiarity, but you really want a lot of people tune into radio to discover new music and know what's, current and cool and things like that. So a station like KFMA could definitely benefit by saying, hey, no, this is good. Yeah, it's not testing well now because you don't know it, and you fuckers don't know how to answer a survey properly. But the problem is, because people can like a song they hear, but they only know a song, or they only love a song they know, right? But if you're like, no, this is good, and eventually you're gonna love it, and if you like it just a little bit, then
If you tell people something long enough, they eventually come around to it. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
and be like, hey, we're only gonna play quality stuff on the station, but it's keep checking it out. There's gonna be new stuff that we're gonna play, and then
I know the discovery aspect of music like that on the radio is what I would tune in for when I was younger. I wanted to hear something new. I remember being a kid and moving up here, and then like new stuff was coming out. Like I remember Chevelle was barely coming out on KFMA.
Right.
And they're like, new music. I'm like, yeah, and they still play the Red to this day.
Yes, they do. I know.
They're like, new music, the Red, and I'm like, dude, I fucking heard that song 20 years ago.
I know. Well, back in the day, people used to take their tape cassettes and then tape off the radio to get their new music. Yeah, they're not going to do that anymore, which is fine. But, it's still good to discover new music. Like this banger right here, which is even better live.
Who's this?
One of my favorite bands right now. Extreme close up on Held Out. Daniel said Sparky's OnlyFans is at onlyfans.com/PierceGlizzard.
How does he know that already? I haven't even leaked that yet.
Daniel leaked it. Ain't this great song, Powers?
Yes.
Is this the one where people freak out on live too? There's the call and response that you have here, Jackie.
What's that?
Is this the song that has like the call and response where the crowd's just all a part of it? There was
pretty much.
Yeah.
No, it's actually when we do Careless Whisper.
Oh, Careless Whispers? No. You fucking with me?
No, we're never gonna dance again.
I am fucking with you.
We have
These guilty feet have got no rhythm.
we have a song called Passion Statement that's not released yet, but we do play it live, and it's kind of like a chant, and we just have the whole crowd just go down.
Yes.
Down.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You haven't recorded and released that yet?
It's recorded. It's we're waiting for the right time,
Okay.
when the people are ready.
When the
Coming to a corner.
When the D's are big enough.
Right. When the D's are big enough. Wait another couple of years. We'll be 32% here before you know it. But don't wait too long. Now, when you release it, what's your strategy? Are you just going on Spotify and
OnlyFans?
And OnlyFans? But do you want to shoot your music video and release a music video first, or are you willing to release the audio first before?
We might do the audio first. We just want to make sure it's on all platforms at the same time, same day.
Right.
And then, but for that one in particular, we really do want to have a solid video for it because it's really something special, and we want to do it right for you guys.
It's your baby.
Yeah.
Daniel said only bands. That's
he's stealing my idea.
Stealing your idea. And the links to all our music are on our website, Held Out Official.
Heldoutofficial.com. Okay, good. I'll mention that as well.
We're officially held out.
Hell yeah. Now, beyond this show that's at Rialto, which obviously this is the reason why we're on and we're excited about, and I'm looking forward to hanging out with you guys again. But what else you got lined up that you're doing this spring, this quarter?
So far, we just have on April 1st, which is Sparky's birthday, we have an April Fool's show.
On April Fool's Day,
that's the day, bro.
That makes so much sense.
It's at House of Bards.
Right.
It should be a really, really good show. And also it's Sparky's birthday, so you guys can come down and say happy birthday. And obviously his whole life has been a joke. So
are you doing
a lot of good bands on that bill too?
Yeah. So are you doing indoor stage or outdoor stage?
Actually, it's gonna be like one of those comedian/band shows. So there's gonna be like 5 bands, 5 comedians. The comedians will be indoors.
Good.
Bands outdoors.
Okay, good. As long as it wasn't the other way around, because I would have not. I would not have agreed with that setup.
I think
where you have the bands inside and then the comedians outside.
Yeah, there's gonna be some acoustic things in betweens as well.
Yeah, Daniel wants to know if there's any new stuff being recorded. And where do you record here locally?
We've been recording with Ty Angle lately. On Angle Studios. It's right underneath Block's skate shop. And,
nice.
That place is amazing.
Shout out to Ty.
Yeah, he's phenomenal.
Ty.
He really helped capture us the way we need to be, the way we need to sound, and helped us build on it.
Now, what's your biggest challenge when you go in to record? Is it like recording to the click track? Do you do it live? Like, how's your setup?
Well, that happens. We do live drums, we do live guitars and stuff, and then we go back and then we work on pieces that need worked on. You know what I mean? The biggest challenge is probably nailing something that you know already how to do. You know what I mean? And like
getting there on time.
Damn you, Kevin.
Yeah, we got that going.
But yeah, the biggest challenge is getting Sparky down there.
Yeah. But once you show up, it's on. Yes. But I do know it is definitely challenging for a lot of drummers to play to the click track and do that in one by one or just record individually.
James is a beast.
Yeah,
James is the click track, dude. I'm telling you. The click track sets to him.
Yeah. Nice. All right. Well, that's good. We're waiting on the release of the song. The next big show is going to be April 1st, which we'll definitely have you in on for that as well. And do you know what the comedians are going to be on that bill?
Hopefully funny.
Yeah. Not off
We'll
the top
see
of my
about
head,
that.
no, but,
yeah.
There should be a flyer out here pretty soon, and we'll be sharing that all over the different socials.
Yeah,
the webs.
That's the one thing we haven't done yet is take over House of Bards, but that's something that's definitely on the agenda.
Oh yeah,
it's a nice place.
I do like the setup there. You know, I mean, obviously they could put some lipstick on it or do a little bit of polishing up here and there on some stuff, but I do like that outdoor setup. Very nice, and when it's a nice weather, yeah, because it just has that open air. And you know the walls all around, so it just kind of captures that sound and keeps it in there.
Yeah, no, it's a good place to play.
Yeah, in fact, actually, I think that's great for your speakers and everything. You don't even have to crank it to 11, just because again, with all the sound waves bouncing off the walls, it's right there. You go 5 and that make it sound like 11.
That stage is nice because you feel really good there.
Yeah, nice. It's an immediate response. Just saying, plugging this. Are you guys ready to play a game?
Game on.
Yeah, it's not an AI thing.
I am the game, JR. That's where I got that. That's where I got that. I always say I am the something.
Yes.
I got it from that Triple H interview with JR when he coins himself the game.
That's amazing.
Are you still watching professional wrestling, Sparky?
Every day.
You're good. So you've been following the bloodline and all that?
I'm actually.
Are you part of the bloodline? Are you Samoan?
I know, but I will drop you.
Yeah.
I've been going back. I'm like in season 9 of Raw, so it's like 2000 right now. I'm like in September 2000.
Rewatching.
Yeah. Stone Cold's still looking who ran him over.
Yes.
He doesn't know it's Rikishi yet.
Yes,
he did it for The Rock.
I know.
He did it.
He did it for The Rock.
He did. Yeah.
And when The Rock said, "It wasn't me. I didn't run down Stone Cold."
And I'm glad that you brought that up because that is the original bloodline. Rikishi and The Rock are related in a way, you know, so they're all part of that Samoan dynasty.
And they were related to Yokozuna,
who
was also a Samoan wrestler who they coined as a Japanese wrestler.
Yep, because he's fat, because he did look Japanese. I thought he was Japanese my entire growing up until I was an adult and figured it out. Yeah, it's not a documentary, but it's kind of like a documentary that they have on Peacock about Yoko. It was fascinating and really good. You got to see a little bit of his personality and got to appreciate like how good of a talent he was. And Jackie and Kevin, they're in this. We're totally geeking out of wrestling. These guys are like, no, I'm sorry, I get pussy.
All I know is that the cream rises to the top.
Yeah. Don't you start, Jackie. This is what happens, dude. You know? But the bloodline storyline is really fun to watch. So have you been?
I've kept up with some of it. Like I'm here and there. I'll watch like the newer pay-per-views. I haven't watched any really new Raws.
I'll tell you what to do. This
new SmackDowns.
This is a good watch. You can go do this on Peacock or YouTube. They have the entire storyline of the bloodline all chopped up, edited together. All the highlights. We're starting off with the first promos. All promos. So not like 30-minute matches in between there. So you could get the entire storyline and all the interactions and promos and stuff, and it's about almost the length of a full-length movie. It's about an hour and 20 minutes right now.
That's of course, not long enough. It needs to be longer.
Well, yeah, but you could pause the point and then go watch some of the matches. But yeah, it's all right there, and it's a great watch. You're just like, man, this story is so good. It's only been 8-9 months now, and it's still kind of unfolding. But beginning to the end, it's a good story. Definitely, it's your homework, man.
Yeah, last time I watched wrestling, it was Macho Man and Coco Beware, Hulk Hogan.
Yeah,
Jake the Snake Roberts.
He's still around. I met Jake the Snake at Comic-Con, and he's a tall dude, good dude. Had a good conversation with him.
Was he doing AEW?
He's in AEW. He was in AEW. I think he's still kind of
somewhere.
something to do with
it, yeah.
Is he still carrying around a bag of snakes?
Every once in a while.
Every once in a while, bust out the snake. You know, he'll be at Cobra Arcade this Sunday.
Is that a snake in your pocket?
Exactly. All right, we got 12 seconds. We're gonna play the last word on the air. No cursing. Okay. I know. Look at the look of disappointment in Sparky's face.
I hate this game, dude. I never win it.
Well, you know what? Redemption, man. Redemption. Rock on 2.1 KFMA. Sparky's already upset because Powers.
Yeah.
I want to play a game.
Oh.
Yeah. It's the last word. Triple threat edition between 3 out of 4 members of Held Out. Okay, so Held Out's going to be performing at the Rialto Theater, as you know. It's all part of the 10th anniversary show. Stacked lineup beginning to end. They're going on the stage around 9. I think Stands with Fists immediately follows them.
Yes.
Hillbilly Bo is returning to the stage.
I'm excited for Hillbilly Bo.
Yeah, super stoked about Hillbilly Bo. I don't know much about him.
Their guitarist, Jeremy Barr. I play with him in Sleeping with the Witch.
Nice.
And he's going to be filling in for them, and that's going to be fun.
I think all of you, between Kevin and you, how many bands are you guys in? Between the two of you combined?
I'm in 2 active bands.
2 active bands?
I'm in 2 active bands as well.
Okay, so
But
4
then
bands.
there's like 3 more other bands that I moonlight in every once in a while.
Right. There you go. So now we're up to 7. And what about you, Kevin? You moonlighting? Jackie, are you only Held Out?
Moonlighting, but not
for
with the
now.
bands.
Yeah, I do a lot of solo projects that are just under the table.
He said for now. He's like, I'm looking for another band to join too. Yeah.
Go on OnlyBands and find you.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna play the last word. You guys are familiar how this is played, and we're gonna start off with Sparky. I know we'll go Jackie, Kevin, Sparky, Jackie, Kevin. Triple threat edition. Yes.
I've been avoiding this game since the first time you guys played it.
He didn't do great, but you know what? This is all redemption, and Sparky didn't do great either. I'll let you guys pick between a category. Okay. Are we gonna do sex, movies, or music? Sparky, I'll let you choose the first one.
Movies?
You're going to say movies. Oh, you know what? The uncharacteristic choice of Sparky. Yeah. Here's the first round. Let's go. 30 seconds on the clock will begin when I finish asking this question. Okay. Name a movie that is a cult classic. Go.
Pulp Fiction.
All right.
The worst at this game. The Matrix.
Okay. We'll allow it.
Reservoir Dogs.
There you go.
The Craft.
The Craft for sure. Jackie from Held Out.
No, I'm the best. It's so bad.
Oh, unfortunately, it's a timed game. We didn't have
Who
20
you gonna
minutes
call?
here. Yes.
Yeah, see, dude, I lock up on this game every time.
Well, you know what?
Glad it was you.
We still have more redemption time, right? So here we go. The last word, Jackie, you're going to start off this next round. Maybe this will be easier for you. You got 2 categories to choose from because we already choose movies. All right. So sex or music.
I will do obviously the one I'm best at. Sex.
Oh, okay. Could have went either way, but here we go.
Sleeping wasn't one of the options.
Right. Jackie from Held Out. Name a sexual position and go.
Doggy style.
Reverse cowgirl.
There you go.
Missionary.
There you go.
Ooh, let's see.
Back to him
The
so
Undertaker.
The Undertaker. Yeah, that works.
69.
That's right.
Helicopter.
Oh, yeah.
The Power Driver.
Yep.
The wheelbarrow.
Reverse Cowboy.
Oh.
The Hammerhead Shark.
What's the hammerhead shark?
Oh, you know.
Wow.
Kevin is
Nuts
getting
to
stuck.
butt.
Oh, well, you know, that was Sparky trying to give the assist to Kevin, but it looks like Jackie got the last word in, and the hammerhead shark will have to Google on the podcast.
Open a private
Jackie
tab.
can show you how to do that.
No, I know on the podcast. Yeah. You just can't do that on the air.
They
The
can't
hammerhead
see
shark.
it.
Yeah, well, you know, now I have to Google
Actually,
it.
it's more of a feeling.
The hammerhead shark's more of a feeling. What do you mean?
It's a place. It's a place. You got to be there. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I didn't say the love glove. God damn.
The what?
The love glove.
Oh, yes, the love glove is a good one
Does
too.
the stranger count?
Yeah, I guess no, it's not necessarily a position. The stranger is, you know,
It's a position you're in because you got to do it yourself.
that's true, but you know, I don't think I count any solo positions as positions.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah.
I know what you're thinking.
He's offended.
I'm offended because now I'm thinking about him, doing the Marilyn Manson. The Marilyn Manson's a position too.
I don't need your help. I can do it myself.
I'm sure you can. All right, we'll keep the conversation moving on. Podcast broadcast held out, hanging out at the Rialto Theater tomorrow night. We'll be back with your beef tip after these words. All right, what is this hammerhead shark? I'm Googling this right now.
I don't think it's real.
I don't think it's real. So I think you won in the last word.
It's gotta be real somewhere. Look,
Right?
Google it.
I
Google it.
agree.
Let's find out.
Let's make it.
You can kind of just, name things and go sexual, and it might be, the camel. Like, I bet that is
two humps.
Yeah,
exactly
two
what I
humps.
was gonna say.
Wait. Is it the camel with one or
It's
two
the
humps?
Exactly. So, like a 2-pump chump camel is called a camel. If you get 2 pumps and you're done, that's the camel. All right.
Campbell.
The whistling kitty with
the
or
camel
without the scooter stick,
The camel must be my favorite position then.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Well, usually you get up to 3 pumps as you get older. There.
I've never seen a 3-humped camel.
Double pump and dump.
All right. Let's see. The hammerhead shark. Even though we know that this is not a real sexual position, I'd like to.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Hammerhead.
There's a lot of fish in the sea.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that he nailed it personally.
We're gonna find out, because if there is no hammerhead shark, hammerhead sharking. Let's go to our Urban Dictionary.
Hammerhead sharking.
Yeah,
there it is.
So when a male closes his eyes while undressed and waves their member back and forth like a hammerhead shark in an attempt to locate their mate.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
That's excellent, actually. It's almost like a blind man's cane.
Yes, exactly.
Where you at? Where you at?
The divining one.
Very similar to the helicopter.
Yes.
When we all do it at the same time, it's called the helicopter.
Oh, yeah, the Hell-Copter. See, learning so much here. All right, yes.
Nothing. I was just listening to Jeopardy theme song.
Oh, okay.
That's a banger right there, dude.
It is. It's always a classic to bust out every now and then.
Cover we're doing tomorrow.
And the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trebek.
Let's see. What is that? Oh, you okay, dude? You dying there?
No, dude. I'm just handing out the Rona to you guys.
Oh, well, that's good. I've been avoiding all viruses. In fact, actually, I just invited Jackie, and because I was just like, I don't want to be around too many people because I don't want to get sick because I got a big day on Saturday.
Then he brings
and
all of
he's
us.
like, hey, can Kevin come? And I'm like, oh, I can't say no to Kevin coming. And then he's like, can Sparky come? I'm like, well, I don't want to get murdered. So yes, absolutely, Sparky could come. Can't say no to Sparky. And then he's just like, everybody. And I'm like, all right. That's what we'll do. But I'm glad that you guys made it in, because you get to see the new studio. And soon, I'm going to make it to where we could do some live in studio performances. So I want you to keep that in mind.
I'm going to bring my full stack up in here.
Not full stack. I mean, we have to simplify it to a certain extent.
Nope.
A cajon maybe. But you don't need a full stack. If I mic it up there, Sparky, I don't care if the speaker's like 8 inches. I got my mic there and I can amplify it. He keeps saying no.
I'm with Sparky. Go big or go home.
First off, we don't have that many plugins, and it's still a janky operation, Sparky.
I'll bring a battery.
You're gonna cause a blackout within a 3-mile radius.
Good.
Like a battery. Good. I'm still trying to do a show though. So we'll consider this a full stack, but I'm gonna say no full stack if that'd be nice. It'd be awesome if we didn't have no full stack. If you had like a baby Marshall.
I've already lost interest.
How about 2 full
you
stacks?
could slap the bass without having to have the biggest stack in the room.
But you want the bass to slap you back.
No, I get that, and I'm down with that. But
let's just agree on a full stack.
No. I'm telling you, I can make it go full slap and totally slap with my mixer, because I'm gonna have a secondary mixer, and then that's gonna run through this mixer, so I'll be able to do like a sound check kind of thing,
mixer.
and I can crank you to 11.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
with all 8 inches of speaker.
Hey, let me ask you this: do you believe in composting? Any one of you gardeners? You look like you have like a garden going on.
Dude, I used to have a cucumber garden.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, they weren't pickled cucumbers. They were just like
cucumbers are cucumbers.
They weren't for eating.
I wanted to pickle them. That's what the whole thing came out. And I just threw too many damn seeds and kind of just forgot about it. And then I went out one day and it was just cucumbers everywhere.
That's awesome.
It's got the green thumbs.
Yeah, that's the best surprise. Well, composting obviously helps a lot of people gardening. In New York, they're legalizing human composting for the very first time.
It's the only way.
Yeah. So they claim it's more environmentally friendly, and it's it's a means of disposing the dead than coffin cemeteries and everything else. So yeah, they are using human composting.
Okay, so not like human poop, like human beings.
I think they should just throw
beings.
people in the ground, dude. You don't even need a coffin because that just keeps you from going back to the earth.
I do like the thing where they turn you into a tree now. Have you seen
Yes, I would do that. I would definitely like to turn into a tree.
What kind of
I have
tree
turned
would you
into a tree, and let me tell you, it's
what kind
it's
of
amazing.
tree would you be if you could be a tree?
I would like to be a redwood. Yeah, because be something in my afterlife that I wasn't in my current life.
He's a pussy willow now.
You and your tree jokes.
Looks more like a peckerwood to me. Kidding.
Like the smell of oak and rich mahogany.
Yeah.
Ooh, mahogany. That'd be a cool one.
That would be a cool one. Yes, a pine.
I'd rather be wood than just a tree. Like I don't need the leaves, dude. I just want to be the wood.
Okay, yeah. Well, then you could be a cactus.
Oh,
even though
dude,
yeah,
dude. Because
Yeah.
I am a little prick.
Yeah. I can see you as a cactus. It'd be fantastic.
I'd be a nopalito because they're skinny. I've never been skinny in my life.
But yeah, apparently, and this is not the only state that legalizes human composting. New York now joins Washington, Oregon, Colorado, Vermont, and California as states that say it's okay to turn grandma into fertilizer.
Dude, those are all the places where
liberals.
Those are all the places where all those COVID people died, and they had them just piled up in refrigerators, and they got nobody to give them away to, and you're just gonna compost them.
That was sad.
I know it's sad.
I'm sorry, to bring it up, but
I'm sorry to bring up
the damn
mass
truth.
graves, but you know,
Yo, too soon, bro. Too soon.
we were chatting.
Think about all the jungles in like Vietnam and everything, how
I
overgrown
do.
they are. And
I
there's
think
because
about
of
all
mass
the
graves.
jungles in Vietnam.
Because it's mass graves. They're just full of the nutrients that plants need to grow.
To be fair, Vietnam had jungles before the war as well.
I don't know.
That was
they had heroin.
part of the
They
charm.
didn't have, they had rice paddies. They didn't have jungle.
Yeah, they had jungle. That's what made them so hard to fight, and then that's why they won, as they knew those jungles.
You're also forgetting that it's a predator preserve where they hunt man, so
that's true.
They keep it tended. Predator wants a challenge.
Oh, that's a movie reference. Yeah, I didn't get that. At
Movies,
first. Yes.
To catch a predator.
I thought he was being all scientific too. I was like, just a nature show.
Right? Yeah. No, he'll do that sometimes. Where you're like, oh yeah. Oh wait a second, it's just a reference.
He's
God damn
talking
it.
about the Ninja Turtles again.
Yeah, again. Guy and his childhood references. I mean,
I thought it was like the
I'm on a
predator in its
Thundercats binge
natural
all week.
environment.
Oh,
That's right.
We're gonna get back here on the air. So, Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. Unfortunately, we're running out of time, as we normally do around this time each and every day. I know. Hey, you know what though? Well, it's great because we are gearing up for what's going to be one hell of a weekend with Hell Doubts at the Rialto Theater. It's a 10-year local love anniversary show. That's going to be after we host our podcast live at Borderlands Brewing from 1 to 5 p.m. for the Tucson Foodie Craft Beer Crawl. In fact, actually, I believe I have one more pair of tickets for the craft beer crawl. So if you want a pregame before the Rialto show, then let me double check this before I throw out the caller number 10.
Can I win? Am I eligible?
Yeah, get on your phone, Sparky. If you're calling number
call.
10.
You got to call.
I gotta call, dude.
You have to call, dude.
I'm not calling.
Well, then you're not winning. You can't win unless you call, dude. That's
And I think you do. I think you have to leave the room and then call. I
No
think
way. I'm gonna call right now and get the lag, so I just go back and forth.
I don't think I have it. That's all right. As far as your beef tip is concerned, your tip is to go out and entertain yourselves. And if you can't entertain yourselves, then come out and join us and let us entertain you. It's going to be a beautiful weekend here in Tucson, and we don't get that many of those beautiful weekends. We only get about 52 of them.
Yeah.
So join us. Start early and late tomorrow. All day Beef Vegan presents the Tucson Foodie Craft Beer Crawl and the Local Love 10th anniversary show at the Rialto Theater.
Hey,
Rob,
Beef, we'll be at the show at 191 Tool tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So run into us, say hi. We'll have tickets for our show tomorrow night. Hit us up.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's Metal Fest tonight.
Metal Fest
yeah.
tonight at 191 Tool. So, you know the catchphrase. So we're going to end it with this. Robin Nash is up next. You guys enjoy the rest of your day and join us this weekend. Drive safe, ride safe. And as always, rock local.
When
Peace.
you wish upon a side of beef,
Right.
soon will come an end to all your
Let's
grief.
do this.
But if
Thanks
you
for coming in,
bend
guys.
me
Absolutely.
kind of
Held down in the
bad,
building.
I will knock out all your teeth.
2-hour podcast is a wrap.
Yeah.